Hello and welcome, Bobcat fans. Thank you for joining us tonight as your Bobcats have returned home to Hattiesburg. Tonight they welcome in the Mavericks of Germantown High School. My name is Nathan Dancing. In just a moment, I'm going to bring in the other half of our broadcast team, Drew Smith. PCS comes into tonight's game after winning consecutive games to improve their record to 2-1 on the season after a close loss to Jackson Academy. The two wins came against AA opponents Simpson and Columbia. Last week, we witnessed PCS get the ground attack on track as Fate Island and Lee Sigers combined for 4 touchdowns and over 300 yards rushing. Tonight, they will face the strongest defensive front seven of the 2012 schedule. Germantown has speed, strength, and quickness up front and will look to impose their will in the trenches. The Mavs have had 2 weeks to prepare since Isaac canceled last week's contest with North Pike. Before that, Germantown lost their first 2 road games of the season to Yazoo City and Yazoo County, respectively. Drew, tell us what we should expect from the Mavericks tonight.
Well, Germantown comes in with a record of no wins, 2 losses, but that's really not indicative of how talented and how good this team could really be. They've lost to Yazoo County, and Yazoo City, and their 2 previous ball games, both of them tightly, both of them really close games. And, just looking to this game, I don't expect it to be any different than Germantown's previous 2 games. I expect it to be a close game. You mentioned their front seven. They're very, very impressive, according to the coaching staff from PCS. That's all they've talked about all week is how impressive the defensive line and even the linebackers are for Germantown. So it's really going to be interesting to see how our running game matches up with the front seven and that strong defensive line of Germantown. That's going to be the matchup to look for tonight. Germantown brings in 96 players on their roster, so Germantown very, very reminiscent of a college team more than a high school team. So, I thought it was very impressive to see a team like Jackson Academy earlier this year bring in around 80 players. Well, Germantown puts 96 out, so they're going to have a lot of depth, and like I said a while ago to you, they can only play 11 of those 96 players at one time on the field. So, it's not something to be intimidated about. We have a solid football team. And one more thing, Germantown returns all 22 starters from last season, and that's because they all, as a new school, Germantown's a new school. They're a 4A school out of the Madison area, and all the students that joined last year were mostly sophomores and juniors, and so that's why they have all these returning starters, and all these guys have 1 year of playing under their belt, and you just have to expect them to keep getting better. And they're being the 3rd game of the season. I would expect to have their best game that they've played in 2 years, and so I'm expecting a really good ball game.
Thanks, Drew. Earlier this week, student reporter Parker Catt had a chance to sit down with head coach Joey Hawkins, get his thoughts on last week's game and his preparation for tonight's contest.
Hello, I'm Hawkins today, and tonight he will be taking on Germantown. Coach, you won last time, and now you are 2-1, and you are about to play Germantown tonight. What are you going to do to improve off of your win?
Well, the big key is, they've got an explosive fullback, and we've got to do a good job of tackling him. And, defensively we're getting better, but we've got to really improve on stopping and getting some 3-and-outs in the ball game.
Coach, you have been playing on wet fields this whole season. You will have a dry field for the first time. Will that change anything?
Yeah, I think it will open up our offense a lot more, and we've looked good in practice this week. We've got a lot of speed, so anytime we can get on a dry field, I think it's to our advantage, Parker.
Germantown did not play last week due to Isaac. They have had 2 weeks to prepare for tonight's game. Do you think that the team is prepared for the game tonight?
Yeah, in Germantown, they got a great coaching staff. they've done a good job. The big key is they got it. We beat them 37-26 last year, and they got every starter back. So it's going to be a big challenge for us and a great test for our football team.
Since you are 1-0 against Germantown, what will you do this year that will help you win this year?
Well, like I say, two things have got to happen. We got to do a good job of stopping them and getting them off the field some and create some turnovers. And secondly, we've got to move the football, get the change going, and then when we get inside the red zone, we got to score.
Who do you think will help lead the team to victory tonight?
Well, we've really pumped up our defense this week. Our offense is going to make some plays. We've got a lot of talent over there. But defensively, that's what wins games and championships.
If there's one thing you have to do tonight to win, what would that be?
Yeah, we kind of covered that up. Defense did a good job of creating turnovers, stopping them. They're going to make some great runs tonight. They got powerful backs. But we got to do a good job of that. And then offensively, when we get inside the red zone or have an opportunity to make a big play, we've got to cash in and do a good job and make that play.
Thank you, Coach Hawkins. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
That was Parker Cat earlier this week with head football coach Joey Hawkins. And a couple of things you noticed from that interview, we'll be tracking this. Coach Hawkins really stressed the importance of getting off the field on third downs, literally limiting Germantown on their third down conversions, forcing them to third and long, and also red zone conversion for his team. He admitted to me that he has really not been pleased with his own third down red zone play calling. And we'll look to see if he can improve on that tonight. A couple of names we're going to throw out at you. You're pretty familiar with PCS and our players, but a couple of names that you're probably going to hear a lot. On the defensive side of the ball, senior number 44, Brandon Nutt. He had over 18 tackles last season in this contest. And on offense, you're going to hear the name Travis Singleton a whole heck of a lot. He's the fullback that you heard Coach mention. And we're definitely going to be mentioning him. Again, they start the same quarterback from last year, Tyler Schell. He'll be a junior this year, a true sophomore last year starting. So we'll see how that goes as Germantown is taking the field. We're getting ready for this game to get underway. Germantown brought their pep band. It's really nice to hear a pep band. I know PCS has tried throughout the years to get one, but there's nothing quite like hearing that pep band. And here come your homestanding PCS Bobcats onto the field.
Just makes it have a more of a big time game atmosphere when you have that band there, and that'll be interesting to see. Down the road if PCS can get a band program started, and it's really good for the kids. You got a lot of kids that have talent. They can play these instruments. It paves the way for something for the kids to do when they get into college too. So.
Absolutely. That's scholarship right
there.
Right.
You get scholarship money for doing stuff like that, and like I mentioned a minute ago, a band just brings that extra bit of atmosphere to the game, and I'm going to enjoy watching them tonight. And I can tell you right now, they look more like South Carolina out there to me. Those jerseys they have on, and so many kids, and Germantown certainly looks good.
They'll be in their road whites with white helmets, red and black stripes, got the big black G on the side like the University of Georgia or the Green Bay Packers. I'm not sure which one from here. They'll have their crimson pants as the Mavericks getting set to tee the ball up as Germantown will kick it away is number 36. That is Reed James. And your homestanding Bobcats in their home black jerseys, blue pants, blue helmets, donned with the script PCS. Back deep, Hunter Norton and Fate Island. And we're set to get this game underway. Short pooch kick there will be fielded by Sigris, and he's hit hard at the 34. Stacked up, and he won't go down that easy. But he'll field there about the 34. Forward progress will bring him down there. On the play was 28, Kyle Gonseth.
Something I didn't mention in the pregame was that Germantown, they struggle a little bit on special teams, and I think they showed it there with that pooch kick. Didn't really try to kick it deep, so that'll be something to watch later in the game.
And PCS will open up in the empty backfield shotgun with 2 tight ends. We'll get our starting lineups after this snap. Patterson sends Island in motion. He'll speed sweep, trying to get to the edge. Be dropped for about a yard loss on the play. A couple of Mavericks there combining on the stop. I believe number 92, Justin Jordan, set the edge there. So 2nd and 10, they'll give him back to the line of scrimmage. Addison and Young will come to the near side of the field. Robert Upton will go to the far side, as we'll have Jones and Island flanking the ends. Patterson, quick toss, and this one is incomplete. Intended for Tyler Young, 3rd and 10. It's getting up a little short there. You can already see PCS trying to get on the edges of this Germantown defense. We talked about that vaunted front 7 they have, the toughest they'll face all year according to the Bobcat coaching staff. And already out of the gate you see them trying to get on the edge, the speed sweep, the quick toss. And we'll send an odd formation here, shotgun. That's a little Bobcat, Island and Sigris. As Island takes the snap up near the 1st down marker before he is dropped on the play of number 15, Lamar Scott. It'll be close. I think he came up about a half a yard short on the 3rd down. Line to gain was just shy of the 45. And we're going to measure that. Now, the chains will be stretched about an inch or 2 from the sideline. And we are going to measure. It's very close. Again, they got the ball at the 34 to start. This one is across the 44. So we'll see. It's very, very close.
They're getting their magnifying glass out for this. It's that close. A little bit of the wild Bobcat there.
Yeah. Fate Island taking the direction. Now, we had seen this in practice for the last 2 weeks, wondering when it was going to break it out. But that's Island taking the direct snap, and Sigris coming in motion. Little wildcat you've seen made very popular in the college game and more recently in the NFL. And we've got 4th and centimeters here. So PCS in the huddle. Looks like they'll go for this. Ball resting at their own 44.5-yard line. So not even a full minute's ticked off the first quarter clock. Addison and Young stack up to the near side. Only one man covering them both. And Island, that's Jones, excuse me. He'll take it upfield. He's got the 1st down and almost breaks it. He was trudging his way through the pile, and if it hadn't been for number 2, Jordan Watts, he might have broke through that pile for a 65-yard touchdown. But Stephen Jones will move the chains for the Bobcats.
Well, you see, we didn't try to quarterback sneak or go straight at him with a fullback. We just went to the edge of that defensive line, and that's going to be something we're going to have to do all night. It's going to be hard to run it straight at them.
Definitely, and to make matters worse, PCS is down a starting lineman. Logan McBride was injured last week with a dislocated kneecap as Patterson drops back to pass. Little screen to Sigris up the hash, trying to bounce his way through. He's across the 40 to the 45-yard line. That'll be enough for another Bobcat 1st down. Little screen pass there from Patterson. As I was mentioning, this is not the best week to face a tough defensive front with one of your starting linemen down. But Michael Cooper will fill in for McBride at left tackle. And we may even see Alan Winford on the offensive side of the football. There's Addison and Young in that stacked up formation. We'll go trips this time. Jones will motion back to the far side with Norton in the slot. They'll fake it to Sigris, give to Norton on the sweep, trying to get to the edge, across the 30, lowers his shoulder. Run out of bounds by number 4, Chance McNulty, just shy of the 25-yard line. Close to another Bobcat 1st down.
Well, we're having pretty good success hitting that outside. And it'll be interesting to see what Germantown does, adjustment-wise to us, hitting on the outside so much. We're getting 10 to pop right now doing it that way.
A lot of formations we haven't seen out of the Bobcats. And you see some confusion as Sigris comes in late in the shotgun backfield with Patterson. He'll get the draw, and we had a flag come in late. False start against PCS. Looked like we had an interior lineman flinch there. So a second and less than a yard will move to 2nd and 6. Ball resting at the Maverick 31-yard line. 31-yard line. Under 10 minutes to play now. We got
fusion going on. I'm not sure what's happening.
Coach Hawkins has his team on the sideline. He'll take a time, let the play clock run all the way down and call timeout. So a timeout on the field for PCS.
Well, that's a little frustrating. I'm sure you get 2nd and 1 and have a false start. So I mean that just you got very manageable 2nd down attempt, but penalties will kill you every time, and I doubt it's probably what that meeting is about right now. Coach Hawkins getting a little into his guys right now, but get down here in this part of the field, you definitely want to limit your penalties because getting awfully close to the red zone, and you mentioned the red zone problems that we've been having.
So Jonathan Burks will check in here as we're back in traditional flex bone. Tried the counter and blown up right there. Little trap block and a little extracurricular play. That was 92. Justin Jordan, the defensive end, charging up the field, blowing up the counter play, and just like that, a 2nd and 1 turns into 3rd and 15. One little mistake, and you're fighting the yards here. So Addison will come to the near side. In the slot will be Island. Far slot will be Norton, and then Young out wide. Norton in motion. Patterson looking. He's hit as he throws. Pass will fall incomplete. Justin Jordan making his presence felt again. Maybe 4th and about 14. You had the whole left side of the offensive line collapse there on the push, and that defensive line is asserting itself. I'll get it out in a minute. And it looks like we'll have Troy Waits coming in to punt. And I know it's maybe not the best approach, but it's good to see Troy out there. You just don't want to see it on a punt. But Troy is back, and I believe I saw in uniform number 2 for the Bobcats. Long, wobbly kick will bounce inside the 5 and go into the end zone for Waits. And so Germantown we've got a flag come down on the near side. Flag on the play. We'll check that out and see just what we've got. The near
Looks
side.
like a little extracurricular after the play. Probably going to be a personal foul against Germantown, if I had to guess. But I think it was after the play, so it's probably going to still be their ball.
Personal foul against Germantown. You're right, Drew.
But since it was after the play, I got to believe that they just backs them up, right? They keep the ball.
I would think so as well. Well, they're marking it off from the original line of scrimmage, so this is going to be a 1st down for PCS.
That's interesting. I was looking at the side judge over here, and it looked like it came after the play. But
well, I'll take that back. It's going to be 4th and short.
Well, anytime you have a personal foul, it's an automatic 1st down.
I thought so as well. Well, maybe after the play, after the fact. I'm a little confused. So it'll be 4th and 1, ball resting at the 26-yard line. And we see
that
the offense coming back onto the field. Waits on the sideline.
I learned something new every week on high school rules. I thought that'd be automatic 1st down.
And we see that Bobcat formation. Island takes the snap, running right, trying to get the edge. He's got it inside the 20, breaking inside the 10. Chased down from behind by number 3, Jalen Watts. A touchdown-saving tackle there. And PCS is in the red zone. Fate Island. 15-yard gain there from Island.
Well, that changes things big time. And, you know, if you're Germantown, you got to be frustrated. You had us off the field. You had the ball, the 20-yard line going the other way, but now we're knocking on the door of the end zone.
Well, traditional flex formation here for Patterson. He'll send Island in motion. Fumble snap. Patterson falls on it. Island went in speed motion, but the snap was bobbled by Patterson, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 11. Island was marked down just inside the 10, so 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal for the Bobcats. There's the Wildcat again. Oh, this is Patterson rolling, throwing for Burks, short, incomplete.
Daniel looks to be just a little bit off. You know, it helps. It helps to have a little pressure applied to the quarterback, and Germantown has been all around Daniel so far here in the first quarter. So he looks a little bit rattled so far.
Flex formation. They'll give it up the middle. Nothing doing there. Sigris not able to come up with much yardage on that one, so we'll have, well, a red zone opportunity, like Coach mentioned, goes backwards. So Troy Waits will be on to attempt his first field goal of the season. Spotting will be Broadhead, snapping Jones. Broadhead will put the ball down at the 19-yard line, so a 29-yard field goal. Good snap, good hold, kick. Looks a little wide. It's good. Just sneaks it inside the left upright. And so with 7:04 on the first quarter clock, PCS is on the board 3-0. And we'll take this opportunity to recognize a couple of sponsors that have helped us out tonight. First and foremost, the paw print. The paw print is located just off the concession stand on the home side of the football field. Go by and see all the friendly faces at the paw print, and they'll help outfit you in your black and blue for the whole football season. And as always, the PCS Booster Club. None of these you would see sponsored on tonight will not be possible without the PCS Booster Club and all that they do. John Woods will be doing the kickoff duties, and ball falls off the tee. So Waits has been hampered by a groin injury that has taken him out for most. This is his first action of the season. Comes on, gets the the field goal to get PCS on the board. Woods handles the kickoff, sends this one into the end zone. Probably the best kickoff of the season for John Woods, over the head of the deep back, number 3, Jalen Watts. Just over 7 minutes remaining here, first quarter. Germantown will huddle on the sideline, and break huddle coming to the 20-yard line. Leading his team will be quarterback number 12, Tyler Shell. And after this snap, we'll get you the defensive starters for the Bobcats. This is a pitch wide to the right side, number 5, Dalton Bradfield running wide. He'll be stacked up and dropped. A couple of Bobcats there. I see Robbie Morgan, Michael Cooper, and Chase Heron in on that first play. So we'll get the defensive starters here in just a moment. There they are on your screen there. You see your defensive line on the left side, your secondary men on the right side. 2nd and 6 for the Mavericks. That'll be Westbury in motion. They'll give it to the fullback. Oh, keeps it. Oh, Shell keeps it into the secondary. Spin move at the 40 before being dropped by number 6, Michael Patterson. Probably saved the touchdown there. I formation option there fooled everyone, including your broadcaster. And here we see Micah Griffin coming in for number 19, Will Parrish. Will has been taking Micah's place when Micah was injured, but Micah back off the MCL injury. We'll check back in as Coach Hawkins and will get straight on how to handle that. Cheryl sends Westbury in motion. Creeping. Handoff right. That's Singleton. Singleton spinning, stacked up, and Griffin was there to polish off the ball carrier. Jones and Cooper also in on the stop. And we've got an officials timeout for the Heat. This hot, humid weather, the officials want to get in there and get these players hydrated as much as possible. So kind of a tame ball game here so far. It's been not really one of the best games to watch and view as the mistakes and penalties both ways. I think we have about just as many penalties here in the first part of the first quarter as we have plays run. So
we do. It's been about 4 or 5 penalties already. So very, very sloppy game so far, and just. It's going to come down to which team can get into their rhythm, first and establish some momentum. But Germantown looks like they're moving the ball pretty well so far, doing a little read option stuff with the quarterback, and they've got athletes. There's no debating that.
That's for sure. Told you Travis Singleton, also Tyler Shell, and we're going to see Dion Westbury a good bit and Dalton Bradfield as well. Singleton will be the lone back behind Shell. Receivers to the near side will be McNulty and Reed Kelly in the slot. Counter to the right side, that's Singleton. And Singleton might have gotten a yard before Preston Austin, Matthew Stevens, and Micah Griffin combine on the stop. Pick up about a yard there, so it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Mavericks. Personnel change, we'll see Dalton Bradfield as well as Gerald Jackson, the leading receiver from last year's contest, into the ball game. Singleton will be the fullback, the lone back in the trips formation behind Shell. He'll send Kelly in motion. Shell looking to throw, right side, short out to Jackson. Jackson's got it across the 40. Big cushion there from Patterson. Little quick out there is good enough for the first down for Germantown.
That was a nice play there, just a quick kind of a hitch play. And, as you mentioned, Patterson gave a little bit too much cushion, and, he was wide open.
We'll see a power formation here, I formation with 3 tight ends. That is Bradfield behind Singleton. We'll send a man in motion. That is 48, Brett King. Read option going right. Shell has it. Griffin hits him. And he's still driving forward. Gain of about 5 or 6 on the play. Shell was hit hard immediately by Griffin, but he's able to fall forward. The 2nd and we'll call it 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. For the Mavs. Now go same formation, that 2 tight end, wing back, I formation. The wing back is Westbury. He'll go in motion to the left side. They'll give to Bradfield, cutting inside, stacked up. I see Dakota Harvey and Tyler Henderson there for the stop. So far that interior defense of PCS has been pretty solid. They gave up the one misread on the option keeper by Shell. But other than that, they've been holding their own so far. But Germantown moving the chains consistently here. Another 3rd down opportunity. Last 3rd down was converted. So they're 1 for 1 so far on 3rd downs. This is a 2nd opportunity. Westbury in motion. Jackson is a split out to the far side. Read option. They'll give it. No, Shell will keep it. Matthew Stevens gobbles him up for a loss. So that 3rd down defense held. Ball resting at the 31-yard line of the Bobcats. And it looks like Germantown will go for it. They'll bring in the power package as we'll see Gerald Jackson hitting the sidelines in favor of Brett King, another tight end.
This is a big play right here early in the ball game. They get it. They've got all the momentum going in to the second quarter, and, they'll be knocking on the door of the end zone here.
Singleton off the field here, a little bit of a surprise. Quick handoff to Bradfield. He's got the first down, trying to weave his way forward, and he get close to the 20-yard line. So they went with speed, a speed trap there, off tackle right. Good enough for the first down. That'll move the chains again. So you stop them on third down, but give them a fourth down conversion.
Well, that's the biggest problem that Coach Hawkins has had with the defense, just not being able to get off the field. And, that obviously kills you there.
Westbury will go in motion. Quick throw out, screen. This is McNulty. McNulty's got to move. He's into the open. Touchdown, Mavericks. Little slip screen out the side was good, and Chance McNulty eases into the end zone for a Maverick touchdown. 6-3, Germantown.
That was a nice play, set up perfectly, and we just didn't have anybody over there really to counter that. And nice opening drive for Germantown. They moved right down the field with really little trouble. So we're going to have to take a different approach next drive.
Extra point from James is good. Moves our score to 7-3, Germantown. So may have to see some bump and run here from our outside corners. I tell you, PCS, you can tell that they have really watched film and really respect Travis Singleton and that inside run game from Germantown, as they have been up to the task so far on the inside part. The off tackles, quarterback option keepers, and the quick screens have been what has hurt PCS so far. Island and Norton will be your deep men on this kickoff. And James will tee it up at the 40. Doesn't get a very deep start. He'll most likely pooch this kick like he did the first one. 2-yard step, kick this one high and short. Sigers will field it at the 30. Trying to weave his way. He's across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. That's where PCS will begin the next drive. 2 minutes, 15 seconds remain on our first quarter clock. And we'll see if PCS can answer right here.
This is really kind of a unfamiliar territory. PCS has always been up in the first quarter so far this season, so it'll be interesting to see how we respond.
Shotgun, tight trips, fakes to Island, looking to throw. He's running, trying to find time to throw. He'll throw it downfield. He's got Jones, gets 2 feet in, and then a shove out of bounds by Westbury. Patterson buying time, escaping number 99, Jeremy Jordan. And throws on the crossing route to Jones. First down, Bobcats at the 49 of Germantown. A little passing game here from Coach Hawkins. We talked about last week, didn't have a single pass completion in the whole ball game, and here we come tonight, and a passing touchdown, and PCS opens with about a 20-yard score there. Patterson fakes to Allen, looking. He's got a tight end, Jones. Jones got the 30. Breaking free, the 20, the 15. He's driven out of bounds. That's 45. Reed Timms on the tackle. A touchdown-saving tackle, and PCS is back in that red zone. So a two-pass drive here. That's pretty good so far.
Yeah, that's something that we aren't really familiar with. And it looked like it caught Germantown off guard, whatever we did there with the tight end. And, if we can get a passing game going, it just makes the other team have to be honest on defense.
Patterson in shotgun alone by himself. Young and Island in the slot. In motion is Island. They'll give to him this time, looking for room, cutting back. And he'll be dropped at the 14-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage there. I think that's what they faked that little speed sweep from Island, caught Germantown off guard last time. And that's where Jones was able to find a seam on the backside of the formation. 1:15 on the first quarter clock and counting as PCS is in the red zone for the second time in as many tries. Patterson will go under center. He'll have Sigers the lone back with two tight ends. Addison near side, Young far side. Patterson will give to Sigers off tackle, trying to break free. Chased down by Westbury. Gain of about 3 on the play. Under a minute now, first quarter. It'll be third. Got an interesting spot there. I thought he got near the 10-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 13. So 3rd and 9 on the play as we approach 30 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Well, here we are back in the red zone, and 3rd and 9. And, that's a tough situation to be in down around the 13-yard line. So we need a big play here.
Offset I formation. Fake the toss. Patterson to Sigers out of the backfield, out inside the 5. Little fake toss there to Island. Got the linebackers frozen. And a nice touch pass and leaping grab from Lee Sigers will be down inside the 5. It's about a half a yard, if that much. So it'll be 3rd. Ball's parked inside the 5-yard, inside the 4. And according to the chains on the far side of the field, you had to get just across the 4-yard line. The back end of the ball is resting at the 4-yard line. So if
it should be a first down if we're looking at it right across the field.
It should be enough. I thought the last one was good enough, but we were 4th in centimeters. So 18 seconds show on the first quarter clock in PCS. Trying to answer the Germantown touchdown. This one is good enough, just enough yardage for a Bobcat first down, and we'll be in the red zone first and goal opportunity for the Bobcats.
Well, this has been a good drive to come back and respond after Germantown really just eased down the field on offense to score that touchdown, and to come right back and be knocking on the door here. That's big if we can get the ball in the end zone here, and it just retakes the momentum that Germantown had gained.
We'll see I formation, 2 tight ends. 3 tight ends, rather. I formation, Island behind Sigers. They'll give to Island left side. He's hit. Inching forward, he'll get a gain of about a yard to the 3. And that'll be probably the last play of the first quarter as we're at 8-7. And that'll be the last play of the first quarter. And we'll flip sides of the field, and PCS will have a 2nd and goal at the Maverick 3-yard line. We'll pause just a moment. Be back in a few seconds to bring you a 2nd goal for PCS on the front doorstep of the Germantown Mavericks. You're listening to PCS Football, the Bobcat Sports Network. Welcome back. We're about set to begin the second quarter here. PCS has moved the ball down the field through the air mostly to be on the doorstep and with a chance to take the lead again here early against Germantown High School. We'll see that same 3 tight end formation. Alan Winford and Robbie Morgan, the tight ends to the right. Stephen Jones to the left. Island in I formation. He'll go right side and into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats. That one looked pretty easy.
Well, that's kind of surprising. We just ran right at him, and nobody touched Island there. So
right behind big Al Winford. He punches that one in.
That's a big guy to get behind, and that's who I would choose if I was a running back. So nice drive to respond right back after Germantown scored their touchdown.
Allen's only 6'6", 275. And Troy Waits will add the extra point. 10-7. Your Bobcats lead with 11:56 remaining in the first half of play.
Well, it looks like, the penalty stopped and then the touchdown started coming. So, it kind of enables your team, your offense to get into a rhythm, when they don't have to stop every play for a penalty. So, both teams kind of got into a bit of a rhythm there. And we need to – our defense needs to come back out with a little chip on their shoulders after Germantown just really drove down the field that first drive with hardly any resistance.
The way this game is shaping up so far, it's going to be who has the ball last. PCS has had the ball twice, scored twice. Germantown once, and they scored as well. John Woods kicks this one off. Touchback last time. This one will fall to Jalen Watts at his own 3-yard line. Up the middle, trying to find a seam. Runs into a wall, trying to break free. Jonathan Burks is there. He shakes him free, and Lee Smith and Chris Herron are able to finally bring him down after a good hard run there by Jalen Watts. Will put Germantown in play just shy of their own 40-yard line. Excellent starting position for the Mavericks.
Well, that was a bad job of tackling. He should have been down about the 30, 32-yard line. But anyway, pretty good field position to start with.
So Shell will be under center, I formation, receiver to each side of the formation. Singleton and Bradfield in the backfield. He'll give to Singleton. Met immediately, good surge up front. Preston Austin and Tyler Henderson. I think Tyler was able to get a good surge up front and drop Singleton for a loss. 2nd and 11 upcoming for the Mavericks. And they're up to the line quickly. Lone back is Singleton. 2 receivers far side. Kelly, the receiver, near side. And we'll have a timeout from Germantown. So we'll take this timeout to recognize a couple of our sponsors again. If you're just tuning in, that have made this possible and all the broadcasting of PCS sports possible so far this season. First, the paw print. Paw print is located just off the north side of the home stands here at Bobcat Stadium. So the next time you're on campus, stop by or call the school office. They'll be sure to connect you with who you need to talk to so that you can sport your black and blue all year through. The PCS Booster Club. We want to say a special thank you to the PCS Booster Club for all they do, seen and unseen, known and unknown, to help bring you all this Bobcat athletic action that you are seeing here tonight. So 2nd and 11 for Germantown. It'll be Singleton, the lone back behind Shell. Kelly and Jackson, your receivers. Jackson to the far side. Big cushion from Patterson. Big cushion from Herron near side as well. Passing is Shell, looking to go deep. He throws it up for Kelly, being defended by Herron. He just runs past Herron. Touchdown, Germantown. Wow.
Wow.
Chase Herron looked like to be in position, and Reed Kelly just ran up behind him, slipped past him. Maybe a little jostling on the play, but he breaks free for the touchdown.
Well, that was very impressive, and quarterback just hit his receiver right in stride, and that was about a 60-yard?
About a 60-yard,
touchdown.
yeah. I think it was 61 yards actually. Extra point is good from James, and so it's 14-10. I told you, it's going to who has the ball last. You better just hold the ball to the end and score with it, because at this point the defenses are not up to task. It looked like Chris Herron was in good position there. Just an outstanding play from Kelly. Perfect pass, though, from Shell.
Well, that was one of the more impressive passes I've seen so far this year. You know, of course we've seen about
a grand total of 5.
Yeah, 100 yards of passing all season in 3 games. Total, in 3 games, and so anything like that, just blows me away because we're just so used to seeing long running plays.
14-10, Maverick lead, 11:08 showing in the second quarter. As Norton and Island will await the kickoff from James. This will be a squib kick, little pooch as Sigrist will try to field it, bobbles it, trying to get around the right side. He's breaking free. He's got a little room in front. Chase down from behind. Up to the 40, we have a flag coming in late near where Sigrist was brought down. Maybe a face mask or a horse collar. We'll see what the... Sigrist has returned every kickoff so far. It looks like Germantown really respects a face masking call against. That'll set up PCS in great field position. It looks like Germantown really respects the return game of PCS as they've done 2 pooch kicks and the squib kick. Sigrist fielded with a great return. Tack on 15 for the face mask, and PCS puts it in play in Germantown territory just shy of the 45-yard line.
This has every bit of a look of a very high-scoring game, no doubt.
Sigrist behind Patterson. They'll fake it to him on the end around to Jones, trying to find room. He's across the 40 to about the 37-yard line. Good run there from Stephen Jones near the first down. He'll be about 2 yards short. Nice little end around there. Again, we talked about it. We talked about PCS wants to get on the edges. They're successful. Jonathan Burks will check in at receiver. He'll go to the wide side in the slot with Chris Addison. Jones will flank the left side. Island the right side. Sigrist behind Patterson. Island in motion. Speed sweep. They fake it. Counter Jones coming backside. He's hit right near the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Several Mavericks there. I think first one to wrap him up was 62, Chris Allen. So he lost about a yard there. Call it 3rd and 3 on the play. And we'll see Hunter Norton back into the ball game now.
Well, another pretty big play here, early in the ball game. It looks like we're going to have to keep up with them scoring right now. So we need to get the first down here for sure.
Norton in motion. They'll give to Sigrist up the middle. Weaving, breaking free. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Waiting for a signal. I think his knee touched at the 1. They'll call him down at the 1. He was chased down by number 3, Jalen Watts. It was very close, but his knee hit at the 1 before he could stretch the ball across. Big run there from Sigrist. Clock shows 9:28 in the first half, and PCS is on the verge of scoring yet again.
That's a good call by the officials. His knee did touch right there, right at the 1, and he just couldn't quite get away from the secondary. And they got him right at the 1, and of course, very, very good situation here for PCS to respond again to Germantown's touchdown.
We'll see jumbo packages. Al Winford in at tight end. They give to Sigrist, hit immediately and dropped. Right at the line. We'll see if we can't get a number on that. That's number 92, Justin Jordan, who's wreaked havoc on the PCS left side of the line. We talked about it. That's where your starting left tackle would be, and he is injured. That's Logan McBride. Michael Cooper done a very good job, but I tell you what, Justin Jordan is a handful over there. So 2nd and goal from the 1. Same package, Island behind Sigrist. Snap, bobbles it, it's loose. Officials wait a little bit before coming in. PCS did recover. So a loss of about a yard or so on the play. Looked like the center Matthew Stevens got hit immediately on the snap, pushed back into Patterson, and that's what caused the fumble. Big rush up front from Germantown, and Coach Hawkins will call timeout.
Well, it's just you're trying to run straight into the teeth of this defense, and we've mentioned it pregame and during the game. That's the best defensive line that we've faced all year, and it's probably going to be the best that we face all year. And it's really an accomplishment how much we have ran at them. Sygrist a couple plays ago broke that 37-yard run, just running it straight at them. And so, it's going to be kind of like this all game, especially down on the goal line. They're so good that it's just really difficult to, just run it straight at them. And, we're going to have to do a little bit more of, something to the side, side to side, and instead of running it straight at that, really, as Coach Hawkins put it earlier, at that iron curtain of the defensive line that they have.
They have proved to be an iron curtain so far tonight. A couple of exceptions here and there, but for the most part, a very, very stout defensive front. We'll see the same three tight ends with Winford and Morgan right, Jones left, Sygrist in front of Island. Snap, toss to Island, left side, trying to get there, cuts it back, and this one's in for a Bobcat touchdown. Fate Island, his second one of the night, puts PCS in front. Just under 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. PCS has taken a 16-14 lead, with Troy Waits looking to add the extra point.
You think they listened to me? They went to the outside there.
I think you're wearing the coaching headset instead of the broadcasting headset.
I agree. That's a good call by me up here.
Very good. You have a future out there in football coaching. Extra point is good from Waits. A little bit of mustard on that one. You can tell he's a little excited to be back as he sends that one booming into the night sky. Last kickoff from Woods was short of the goal line, and Jalen Watts returned it up near the 40. So we see if John can't get this one into the end zone for a touchback. We knew it was going to be tough sledding for PCS, trying to run the ball. Like we talked about it last week. Sygrist and Island combined for 4 touchdowns, over 300 yards together against Columbia. And Coach excited to unveil these running backs on a dry track, see if we can't get some speed. But what do you have? The best defensive front you're going to face all year. So
can't catch a break.
Woods will send this one off, end over end. Short kick coming down to Watts at the 10, far side. Cutting back middle, and a much better job of covering here from PCS. I believe Cody Rosser in on that stop, along with number 16, Jonathan Burks, and number 27, Austin Riles in on the play. So 29-yard line is where the Mavericks will start this possession. Hey, it's going to be, can you get a stop? Who's going to get the first stop or the first turnover? Last year, turnovers played a huge part in the ball game as PCS was able to force 4 Maverick turnovers on the night. Single back is Singleton behind Shell. Shell will turn, give it to him off the right side, plowing forward into the secondary. He's free at the 30 before he's forced out by Stephen Jones, chasing him down from his free safety position. Wilson Benton also in there on the play. But just like that, Singleton is able to flip the field for Germantown, take it from 129-yard line to the PCS 26-yard line.
Well, and the track meet continues.
Same formation. Shell will take the snap, turn, give to Singleton again. Oh, this is not Singleton. I'll apologize. That's Bradfield. Bradfield stacked up by the interior line of the Bobcats. No gain on the play. If he got anywhere, he got about a foot. We'll call it 2nd and 9-ish. Ball, nose of the ball resting at the 25-yard line. 7:10 left in the half. Jackson and Kelly to the near side, along with Bradfield in the slot trips formation, tight end left, with Singleton behind Shell. They'll give. That's not Singleton. I apologize. That is Brown. Jalen Brown inside the 5 into the end zone. Another Maverick touchdown.
Wow.
Less than 2 minutes off the clock, and Germantown marches down the field to take the lead, 20-17. Feel like I'm broadcasting a basketball game here, Drew.
Well, this is unreal. I haven't seen a game like this in a while.
James on for the extra point. Snap is good. Place is good. Kick is also good. 21-17, our score. We're going to take a break, catch our breath, and be back to bring you the rest of the first half of play. You're watching PCS football on the Bobcat Sports Network. Welcome back as James tees this one up to send it off after the scoring the touchdown. 6:55 remaining here in the second quarter. And he'll take the short approach and see if we'll see another short kickoff. This one he'll kick away from Sygrist intentionally at Burks, and it'll go out of bounds. And it'll be a legal procedure and put PCS in advantageous starting field position.
That was better than last time. We started with 50. So I guess you kind of pick your poison.
The ball we placed 35-yard line. First down PCS. Well, they got 7 minutes to work with here.
And this is a stat that Coach Hawkins isn't going to be happy with at all. But with 6 minutes and 55 seconds left in the first half, Germantown already has 216 yards of offense.
Wow. Trips formation, shotgun for Patterson. He's flanked by Island. He'll fake it to him. Quick screen out to Young. Oh, almost intercepted. Dion Westbury coming over from his linebacker position. Bats that one down. Whew. So that one could have gone either way. Westbury could have picked that one for 6. Had that ball gotten to Tyler Young, I think he would have had at least a 30-yard gain. Westbury was the only defender that saw that one coming.
Well, he was half a step from taking that one the other way for sure, and that was just a little too slow developing on that pass play, and that's how he was able to get there.
He's listed as a tight end and linebacker on the roster, but those were linebacker hands on that play.
Yeah.
Sygrist behind Patterson. He'll get the handoff, plunging forward, trying to inch forward, pushes the pile down near the 40, gain of about 5 on the play. Nice interior run there from Lee Sygrist. 6.5 minutes, second quarter.
I was just trying to keep him a little bit off balance, what that looks like, trying to pass to the outside and then trying to run it right back up the middle. You know, not really quite sure of what we're going to do. So there's just, that's a little way to offset that good defensive line.
Patterson on the sidelines. We'll see that Bobcat formation with Island and Sygrist. Little zone read here. Sygrist gets the handoff, bobbled, shakes the first defender, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Island looked like he wasn't anticipating that snap coming, and that'll be 4th and 5, and Coach Hawkins will send in the punt team. So our first stop of the contest, and we've got an official's timeout for water. So we'll see if this timeout comes and Coach Hawkins decides to change his way of thinking or if he'll punt this one away. Waits looks very, very close to being Troy Waits, as he sent his first punt of the night booming into the end zone. Well, I'll take that back. There has been another stop. We had the punt from Waits, but the personal foul penalty gave PCS a 4th and short, and they were able to convert. So technically we haven't had a punt, but we have seen one. We know they exist, I think.
Well, it's definitely not good that we're having a punt. You know, with how easy they've been moving down the field, we just really got to keep up with them. And, you know, it's going to be a big defensive series coming up after this punt to get them off the field and get the ball back before halftime.
Absolutely. That first series from Germantown might have taken 10 plays, but the rest of them haven't taken 6. And they've just moved the field. No. Watching a little arena football here, like 8-man football. Low snap to Waits. Sidewinding kick will go out of bounds near the 40-yard line. We'll see where the spot will be. Official creeping up, and he'll spot it out at the 38-yard line, and that's where Germantown takes over. 5:43 left in the second quarter. And we'll see if Coach Hawkins and Coach Farrell can't fire up that Bobcat defense to get a stop here. Chase Herron back in at cornerback. He'll be on the near side where the trips formation is against Gerald Jackson. Fate Island also in as a defensive back up near the line of scrimmage. Shell under center. He'll take the snap. Turn, give, left side. I think that was Singleton. Gain of a couple yards. We'll see if we can't get an official. Yeah, that was Travis Singleton for a gain of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 for the Mavericks. Stevens will check off. And we'll see trips again. Singleton behind Shell. Motion is Kelly to the far side. Looking to throw a Shell. He throws Kelly's way. Deflected, and Kelly comes back to make the diving catch. He'll be short of the first down marker, however. Not sure who got a hand on that. I believe that was Robbie Morgan from his defensive end position, jumping up to get a hand on that quick pass. So Kelly comes back to make the play. Looks like Germantown is picking on Michael Patterson. They've thrown his way a couple of times tonight. The big touchdown, however, came to Chris Herron's side, who was in position. Just an outstanding play from Kelly. We'll go power I formation. Westbury flanked off the right side. He'll go in motion across the formation. Here's the zone read. Shell keeps it. He's got the first down across the 50. Stephen Jones brings him down at the 48-yard line of PCS. So first down Mavericks as we approach 4 minutes to play first half.
Well, they've only had a third down 3 times on these 4 drives they've had, but they've converted 2 out of 3, and then they went for it on 4th down to get it the other time. So they're having very, very, very good success on offense for sure.
Shell looking to throw in the trips. He'll be hit. Robbie Morgan there first. He'll get the sack. Shell pump faked, and then the pocket collapsed, and Robbie Morgan hit him from the blind side. That'll drop him. Big loss there from Morgan.
That's a big play. That's the kind of play that can get your defense going a little bit, and that puts them in a 2nd and long situation here. And, you know, really we just need a play to get them off the field and not really worry about scoring. The clock's ticking down to 3 minutes. So
2nd and 14 on the as we'll see motion man. Chance McNulty will come across the formation. Twins to the near side, single to the far side. And we'll have a flag on the, I thought we had a flag on the play. Near side official reached for his flag but didn't throw it. Looked like the receivers got a little bit of a head start there. Near side official came running in to throw the flag but didn't throw it. Shell scrambles out left side, gets a gain of about 6 on the play. We'll set up 3rd and 8.
I'm not sure who that was. It was a Bobcat defensive lineman that just squeezed right through the middle of 2 offensive linemen from Germantown, and he had him in his arms and just let him go.
Trips to the near side. Shell looking to throw. He's swarmed. They are shooting gaps in the middle. Henderson, Allen Winford combined. Big loss. I tell you what, not only does that drop the quarterback and set up a 4th and 12 and the first Germantown punt of the night, Tyler Shell now has got to have his head on a swivel, and he's not as comfortable in that pocket sitting back and throwing. Dropping back to punt will be Reed Kelly.
And you're right. That makes the quarterback have a little bit of happy feet. He's not near as comfortable passing that ball. He's worrying about somebody popping him now.
Kelly waits at his own 35. Wobbly snap back. Jones putting pressure on. Great punt from Kelly. Oh, bounds at the 2 and into the end zone for a touchback. And PCS will have the ball at their own 20 with 2 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the first half of play, looking to take a lead or close the gap here before the half. Good series there from the defense.
Very, very good. And that I mentioned after that first sack, that's something that can get your defense going, and it did. And we either they changed whatever they were doing on offense, or we did something different on defense, and we were just shooting gaps big time, and they had no chance to even run a play, much less get positive yards.
You're right. Patterson will be in the shotgun by himself. Island in motion. They'll fake it, looking, backside, screen to Jones. He's got it, slipping down just shy of the 25. Jones took a step to the middle to set up a block and then went to bounce the ball out to the margin, but slips down on a dry field. I mean,
yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
He's had sure footing in the first 3 games and all rain games, and here on a dry track he slips and falls. Little burnout there. Addison and Young will come to the near side. Island will be behind Seiglerst in the eye. Dropping the draw to Island, trying to get free. Bringing him down will be 45. That is Reed Timms. And Timms might have saved, he gave up the first down, but might have saved the touchdown.
Anytime Fate can get any sort of breathing room, he's a threat to go all the way. And you're right, there's just one guy that he couldn't break free or he was gone.
We'll flip the formation and do it again. Counter. Allen trying to find space. Stacked up. He might have no gain on the play. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Deion Westbury for Germantown in on the stop. Patterson will be under center. He'll have a receiver to each side, a slot to each side. In motion is Norton. Fake it, looking. He's got Jones in the secondary. He's got it. He breaks free into open territory. The 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Bobcats. Stephen Jones. A 66-yard strike from Patterson to Jones on the tight end slant. The safety for Germantown, Jalen Watts, came up, thought he had an interception. He thought wrong. PCS goes to the house, and with 48 seconds showing on the halftime clock, PCS stakes himself to a 23-21 lead.
And that was a beautiful call offensively by Coach Hawkins. And Stephen was wide open. And
Waits extra point is good. 24-21 Bobcats.
And anyway, what I was saying was, the safety did come up there to try to bat it down and possibly intercept it. But when he did that was a big risk, as he had all his momentum going forward, and ball just barely got through to Stephen. And when it did, there was nobody else around to stop him. And Stephen gets in the open field. He's fast enough to where you're not going to catch him.
Absolutely.
So that's a huge play. And with 48 seconds left, well, the way the defense has been playing, you never know, but you got to feel pretty comfortable going in the half up 3 points.
So a 66-yard touchdown from Patterson to Stephen Jones. Puts PCS ahead by 3. That initial field goal is the difference so far, as Woods will send this one away. Squib kick will be fielded by Kelly at the 30. Trying to cut back. Cutting back again, stacked up across the 35 of the 37. And so 43 seconds, Germantown will try to score. And I believe they can do it in 43 seconds. We've seen them do it so far in this game.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before the kick. It's just you can't get too comfortable for sure just because it's 43 seconds left. Because anybody who's been watching this game knows something that can happen really fast.
Germantown will send Gerald Jackson to the far side of the field as the receiver. Kelly will join him over there in the slot. To the near side will be Jalen Watts. Shell under center, barking out orders to Kelly. Dropping back to pass. He's looking. Screen pass to Singleton, and Singleton drops it. Perfectly set up screen that time. Singleton could still be running if he caught that one.
Wow, that's one of those where you're just like, well, you catch it, you run for days. And like Germantown did a little bit, after we were shooting the gaps and blitzing so much that last drive, they said, well, we're going to change and we're going to throw a little screen pass, and hey, it worked. But it was a
perfect play call for the situation.
Yeah.
Sent the tight ends up the field, took the linebackers. Shell dropping the pass again. Looking long, he throws it deep. Intended and overshot his receiver, Jalen Watts. Threw that about 10 yards past Jalen Watts. Chris Herron defending on the play.
I tell you what, Tyler Shell, he's got an arm on him, and he's impressive when he rears back to throw the deep ball.
He reared that one back from the 30, and that ball landed about the 15-yard line. So it's a good 60-yard toss right there. So we'll see Watts and Kelly near side. Far side is Jackson with a tight end, and Singleton is behind Shell under center. He'll turn and give to Singleton up the middle, and he'll be dropped at the line of scrimmage, and Coach Hawkins will burn his last timeout with 27 seconds left. You can tell Coach Hawkins looking for every opportunity to try to score here. Salvaging the last 27 seconds with this last timeout. Going to force Germantown to punt from deep in their own territory. Ball is resting at the Mavericks' 38-yard line.
Well, I was watching the last punt that Germantown had to do, and it was a beautiful punt that they got off, but it was a little uneasy with the snap and the catch.
The snap looked shaky. The punt looked phenomenal.
Oh, definitely.
So we'll see, and they've been kind of afraid of the PCS return game so far, especially on the kickoffs. We haven't had a chance to see the punt yet.
Well, I'm interested to see if we come after the punter here and try to get a block. We almost got there last time, and I got to wonder if that's what Coach Hawkins is going to do here with this timeout. And it looks like we're coming after it, but they're trying to defend against it by squeezing everybody in close. Allen
not very deep at his own 40. Good snap this time, low, bobbled. Kelly shanks it sideways. Allen getting away from it for fortuitous bounce there. Inside the 20, it'll roll just inside the 20 with 15 seconds remaining in the first half. A 12-second play took 12 seconds. That was a whole lot of time for one punt. But
well, every time it keeps bouncing and rolling and rolling, it just keeps extending it. And so that was a very advantageous roll and punt there. So 15 seconds really don't have much to do. But
we'll see if Coach Hawkins will take a gamble here or if he'll just play it conservatively. He'll send two receivers to the near side, Addison and Young, tight end both ways. And so I understand Patterson will take a knee and go into the half with a 24-21 lead. We're going to take a break right here and give you just a sneak peek of what you can expect from our producing sponsor, Play On Sports, in the upcoming months.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're going to try to dictate to you what you're going to do on both offense and defense. We're going to come at you.
One shot.
Now it's time to put the hats on and go get some work done.
So they're all going to look to make a statement early.
as we're at halftime here, you've already seen several of the Spirit squads, the PCS Blue Blaze drill team, the varsity squad under the direction of Miss Mary Ellen Powell, and the Lady Maverick dance team. And now as you look on the field, you see the Germantown band getting set to take the halftime stage as we have an extended halftime here with so many entertainment options in front of us. And joining me here at halftime, I am proud to welcome Miss Debbie Azar, the co-president of the PCS Booster Club. Miss Debbie, thank you for joining us a little bit tonight.
Thanks so much, Coach Dancy, for having me, and appreciate you giving me an audience to let everybody know what the Booster Club's got going on. I wanted to also thank Amy Edwards, who, along with her husband James, and myself and my husband George, are trying to do the job that Natalie and Troy Morissette did last year with 2 people. We're the volunteer arm of all things PCS athletic. We are most notable for the manning of the concession stands at all varsity, junior varsity, and elementary athletic functions. We also operate through some great volunteer moms, the paw print, where you can find anything and everything PCS, from T-shirts to mugs to a nice set of PCS blue and white dentures. Through one wonderful volunteer mom, we put out the PCS program, which is an inch thick this year. Carrie Owens did a lovely job with that. We maintain and keep up the brick walkway behind the stadium, and then, of course, work on membership recruitment.
And you do a fantastic job. All the Booster Club does here. And coming from the MAIS, this is a very unique setting. When you come out on Friday night, this is a very college-like atmosphere. We're here in a college town in Hattiesburg, and it's a great deal of influence in that. And when you come out to a home game here, of course, I don't want to drive you away from watching our wonderful broadcast, but I would invite you to come out and check out what we have here. The Bobcat prowl goes on. A lot of spirit. Everyone's decked out in their black and blue thanks to the paw print. And it's just a great environment. Students are very into it. And it's a very exciting thing what you do, and we can't thank you enough for what all you do for PCS. So what are some of the projects that the Booster Club is working on right now that we can expect to see coming up as the year moves forward?
Well, the biggest project that the Booster Club's actually working on right now, Coach Dancy, is membership drive. Some people may not know this. We have a lot of major improvement projects going on from an athletic standpoint here at PCS. One of the more visible would be the baseball major improvements, but we have several in addition to that. What the Booster Club does is actually contributes a set amount each year to the PCS athletic budget, which is then in turn used at the discretion of the administration. So our job right now from a Booster Club standpoint is really to boost our membership.
So what is required of someone once they join the PCS Booster Club?
Well, PCS Booster Club is just like everything else in life. You're going to get what you put into it, and, that what you get out of it is directly proportional to the amount of time you put into it. One of the things I'd like to point out, and we've been really pushing this year, is that we would love to have 100% participation from the parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles of our PCS athletes, because your children are very directly impacted by the programs of the Booster Club. But I'd also like to point out to those of you who are listening on the radio, or those of you who have been to one of our PCS sporting events, such as this game tonight here, everyone benefits from a strong athletic program. From an enjoyment standpoint, from a community acknowledgement standpoint, this is a top level of athletic participation, and in addition to all the extracurricular with all the extracurricular things that go along with the actual athletic program themselves. So I would say everyone benefits from a strong PCS athletic program, and I would encourage everyone actually to join Booster Club.
And since I've been involved here at PCS, going on my 4th year here, there's one thing that I can point out that's very different here, and a very positive difference about PCS is the word family. You mentioned community. Everything about PCS is a family atmosphere. When you come through the hallways, when you come out on the athletic fields, there's that sense of family and community that you mentioned, and it's just phenomenal. So what are some ways, do people get to choose how they get to serve and things like that when you come out?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the thing is, the things that I'd mentioned, from the paw print to, again, working with the brick walk, to just, concessions, which we could use a lot of people. There are multiple programs that, multiple areas that people can plug into. The SEED organization is not directly related to Booster Club, but it is a new volunteer parent organization that's involved with the upkeep of the athletic and regular school properties. This is a new program that's just started up this year, again, coming out of the desires of volunteer parents. And so there are multiple areas and multiple levels of involvement. If you work, we've got a job for you after hours. If you are someone who works part-time, and you've got a little bit more time to devote, we've got a lot of jobs for you to fill. We'd love for you to come out.
Sounds great. For those watching and listening who may be on the fence, should I join, should I not? Maybe they've been convinced by our talk here tonight. What would you say to them right now to convince them that this is a worthwhile effort to pursue?
I would tell them if they've ever been out to the PCS campus to take a look at either our athletic facilities, or if they've been to one of our PCS sporting events, I would say some of the things that you've seen, a lot of the things that you've seen are directly a result of the work that the PCS Booster Club does. I'd also like to say it's really quite a bargain because an entire family can join for $25 for a year. If we even had everyone joining at that minimum level, we would still, there are a lot more things that we can do than even that we're doing now. For donations of $100 or more, we start giving gift certificates back to the paw print. So you don't even actually spend as much as you actually are spending, because we start with $25, and actually depending on the level of the gift certificate goes up. So you can then in turn redeem that gift certificate for, like I said, anything PCS. You might want a nice set of dentures, blue and white, that sparkle.
You've got me sold, Miss Debbie. So how can people out there sign up and help the Booster Club, and what will it take to get that 100% involvement you talked about?
You could get in touch with Inga McCoy, who is our most wonderful school-wide organizational expert. You could get in touch with Amy Edwards or myself, or you could actually approach any of the moms or dads that you know are members of the Booster Club.
Thank you, Miss Debbie, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Coach Dancy, for giving me this audience. I really appreciate all you do. Thanks a lot.
We'll be right back in just a moment with some halftime stats from Drew as you look upon the Germantown High School Band performing here at Bobcat Stadium. Welcome back here. We're still at halftime, about 4 minutes away from our second half kickoff. And just a few moments ago, our sideline reporter, Rick Hunter, was able to catch up with Coach Hawkins, who was in quite a hurry to get off the field and meet with his team at halftime to try to come up with some solutions here, as they have a halftime lead of 24-21. And we'll take a listen to just what Rick was able to glean from Coach Hawkins.
Defense and get some stops and get our defense ready to go, but hey, we got 24 points. We may have to score 50 to win it, but we really believe in our defense. They're going to make some good plays second half, Rick.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
So you heard Coach Hawkins there mention, hey, the defense has got to make some plays, but you can't be too upset with 24 points, and you get 24-21 score from a lot of stats. Drew, what have you got for us?
Well, I've got I was a little busy tonight with my writing down stuff and tracking stuff on my phone as far as stats go. Total stats offensively for Germantown, they ended up with 236 yards of offense in the first half. I didn't really break down their offensive stats by rushing and passing, but the majority of their stats really, I would say they're pretty even. They had one really long run, one time for a touch, well, didn't quite get a touchdown, but got it down deep in our territory, about the 15. It ended up being about a 50-yard run, and then they also had a 60-yard touch pass. So offensively for PCS, the Bobcats ended up with 255 yards of total offense, so outpacing Germantown by about 19 yards in the first half. Bobcats had 147 yards passing to 108 yards rushing, so that is a big difference from what we've been seeing in itself. We're not used to having more passing yards than rushing yards so far this season, but Daniel Patterson, with the help of Stephen Jones, they were huge in the passing game. And Daniel, he ended up, I believe, he was 6 out of 9 passing the football. It ended up with 147 yards total in the first half. So those are impressive stats for Daniel in the first half. And Stephen Jones ended up with 125 yards receiving as well. He had a
couple of big runs too, so an all-around night for Stephen.
Well, Stephen's been doing a lot of that recently. And, Stephen had, I believe, Stephen had a 66-yard touchdown reception. So that really helped increase those stats that he had. And, he also had a 40-yard touchdown reception. Not touchdown, 40-yard reception. And to go along with that, PCS was successful running the football as well. Fade Island, the combination of Fade and Stephen Jones, Fade Island, Stephen Jones, and Lee Sigris, it's hard to stop PCS when they get going on the running game as well as passing. The running game is already just dangerous as it is, but anytime you can get the passing game going like we've done tonight, we're a dangerous offense. And it shows on the scoreboard with 24 points already.
Drew, I know you're busy at halftime. A lot of stats here, and you heard Coach Hawkins mention in the halftime, your defense has got to make plays, but you got 24 points, and he said it may take 50 to win this thing. So we'll see how the second half shapes up as we're, well on our way to a high-scoring game. In fact, this, as far as the season's gone so far, this is a very high-scoring contest, but it's just a very good tune-up for what's upcoming for PCS. I mean, next week they welcome in East Rankin, another quarterback-driven team. Jacob Weldon, the dual threat at quarterback. Then you've got upcoming in the next couple of weeks a potent running attack from Capaya. And then you've got all SEC signee Ryan Buchanan with his multiple offers, committed with Ole Miss, and has been lighting up scoreboards across the Southeast as they put up 50-plus on Forest High School last week. So we're about a couple of moments away here. Teams are getting set to take their positions on the sideline, and we will be ready to go. PCS got the ball first to start the game, so they will kick to Germantown to begin the second half. Drew, if you're we talked about your coaching expertise.
Oh, yeah.
We know you got a future in this. So if you're Coach Hawkins, what do you say to your team at halftime?
Well, I mean, it's just going to come down to who can be the toughest on defense. We've already proved that offensively, we're not going to be in a big bind. It's just the biggest thing is who can step up on defense. We showed flashes of that at the end of the first half, getting to the quarterback. Tyler Shell, the quarterback for Germantown, he was on his back really at the end of the second quarter there, and just really didn't have a chance. So whoever can step up on defense, that simple as that, they're going to win this game, because the other team's offense is going to be the offense is going to be successful. Who can make the biggest plays on defense?
So Wood sends this one away, and we're underway in the second half. He sends number 4, Chance McNulty, retreating back to the 4-yard line. He's shaking, trying to get free, and saving a big gain there is Lee Smith, bringing down the return man across the 30 at the 33-yard line. Lee comes up a little gimpy there, holding his left knee, but great tackle there on special teams from Lee.
Yeah, Lee's been all over the place so far on special teams. So, not getting in maybe on offense or defense, but you can still do a little bit on special teams as well.
Absolutely. So Germantown will come out their first possession. Gerald Jackson to the far side of the receiver. You've got Jalen Brown at fullback and Jalen Watts at tailback. No, excuse me, that's Bradfield. Bradfield on the toss right. Micah Griffin ranging from his linebacker position. Gets a hand on the ankle, and several Bobcats come in to finish off the tackle. Loss on the play, but we've got a little bit of laundry on the field. Flags came in from all over. We'll see the indication. Officials pointing and pointing.
Looks like to be in the vicinity of a hold to me.
Micah will come off the field. Holding against Germantown.
Even with holding, I mean, I'm not really sure it did much. We got him for a loss anyway, so pretty nice defensive start to the second half.
So back it up 10, do it again. 1st and 20 for the Mavericks. Inside their own 25-yard line. Same formation. Shell will give to the fullback this time. That is Jalen Brown, and he's stacked up near the line of scrimmage again. Alan Winford from the pile, along with Dakota Harvey. First time we mentioned him tonight, along with Michael Cooper. And Griffin will check back in. We mentioned Micah returning for the first time since the very first defensive series against Jackson Academy. It's a limited action here tonight, and done a great job so far. Jackson and Kelly will be the receivers to the near side. To the far side is McNulty. Shell will be under center. He'll take looking to throw. Far side. He's got the out to McNulty. McNulty breaks free from the first defender. The second defender before Griffin and Giroux chase him down across the 50. That big cushion again. It seems Germantown is content to throw a little 5-yard quick hitch route. A little run after the catch there from McNulty. Good enough for the first down for Germantown.
Well, we had him where we wanted him, 2nd and long. And that little hitch route, that's what they've been beating us on a lot so far. And it's just, he comes back, he's open, he makes one move, and, the receiver's gone.
Trips to the near side. Shell will give to the lone back, that's Brown. Brown sidesteps one tackler, but not able to elude the second. We brought down maybe a yard, if anything. The side judge is spotting it about a half a yard gain on the play. So they'll move the football, basically the length of the football, and place it back down. 2nd and 10. Robbie Broadhead now seeing some action at safety. We're seeing a lot of Fate Island back there to range sideline to sideline with speed, but Broadhead is now back into the game. Twins left of the formation. Westbury in motion to the Twin side. Quick toss out. This is Watts. Watts to the sideline. Sidesteps one tackle, and he'll step out of bounds as he crosses the 40, about the 37-yard line. There's the quick screen again.
I think they marked him out about the 39. It's a little short of the first down. He stepped out of bounds short of the first down.
There'll be a short 3rd down play here, and Coach Hawkins talked about 3rd down defense. Well, there hasn't been much defense so far tonight. We're going to have a measurement here. So there's the quick screen. We talked about PCS wanting to throw the quick screen and get on the edges, but Germantown has been the most successful so far tonight at that play. This is very, very close. We can't really see where the ball is spotted. It's on the PCS sideline, and players are right there. Coach Farrell and Coach Hawkins are trying to fire the defense up here on what could be a very, very interesting third down. 9 minutes and 46 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And the first possession is going to be about 6 inches short. So 3rd and inches for the Mavericks.
They've been having enough success just handing it off to their fullback.
Yeah, I would expect to see Travis Singleton right here.
And that's what I would expect, but it might be a 4-down situation for them anyway. That they may do a little play action and maybe try to go deep and then come back on 4th down and get it if they don't complete a pass. But I don't know. That's just me speculating.
They only have one receiver, and that is Watts to the near side. Bradfield behind, I believe that is Brown, Jalen Brown. Westbury in motion. Shell on the quarterback read. He's hit. Oh, he spins forward, though, before Tanner McGowan is able to wrap up his legs. Shell will fall forward and move the chains for a 1st down. Initial push got the Shell quickly, but he's able to make the play and move the chains.
The defense went to the fullback and tackled him. Shell made a nice read just keep it there, and he spun, and after he spun, he just fell down, and it was enough for the 1st down.
So we'll see trips to the far side. This has been the most successful formation as it's Singleton, Kelly, and then Jackson with Bradfield behind Shell. He'll toss. We'll see a reverse to Watts here, and it's a block in the back. Blatant block in the black, not called. Watts finally pushed out by Jones. Up the field was Robbie Morgan to make a play. Got shoved in the back, and no flag was thrown. Robbie Morgan was right there to make the play. Tough break for PCS.
Well, I mean, high school, college, whatever, they're all different rules, but being in the backfield, I'm not sure if that's legal.
Well, we learn a different rule every week.
Well, it might be legal to have a block like that in the backfield. I'm not totally positive.
So 2nd and 2 for the Mavericks. I formation, Bradfield and Singleton. Shell throws the out. Nobody sees the receiver. They had no corner out there on the receiver, McNulty. Wilson Benton was supposed to be out there in coverage. Didn't see the receiver. Shell looked like he was on his back foot. Throw came up short, incomplete. Dodge a bullet there if you're PCS. 3rd and 2.
That's the ultimate blown coverage there. We definitely got lucky.
Blown coverage, no coverage. Heron will check in, and he's matched up with McNulty. Westbury in motion. They'll give to Bradfield, ranging left side, trying to cut back, but he'll get nowhere. Broadhead, Winford, and Dakota Harvey makes sure of it. So a big 3rd down hold there for the Bobcat defense. Coach Hawkins said the defense has got to make plays. Well, 3rd down hold, and we'll see Germantown offense stay on the field. Hadn't seen a really strong leg from the kicker here, so this is not a big surprise. Loss of about a yard on the play. 4th and 3. I formation. Westbury will motion away. Oh. And we had PCS defense jumped, but we had like the left guard moved, and he was drawn off by PCS. Encroachment on the Bobcats will move the chains. Mental mistake there for the Bobcats. You hate to see that. Defense makes a stand, has an opportunity to get off the field on 4th and short.
Wow.
A little overexcited.
Yeah, and that was a good job of cadence, using his cadence there by the quarterback, Shell.
Shell looking to throw. Throws the lob. Heron in position. He intercepts it at the 2.
Wow.
Chase Heron. Phenomenal play on defense. So you go from one end of the spectrum to the other. You give up a penalty for a 1st down. You intercept it and get that first turnover of the ball game. Chris Heron.
Yeah, that's Chase's older brother. I went to school with Chase a long time ago, but that was a beautiful play there by Chris.
I want to make sure I identify the right player. Chris Heron in on the play.
Chris, he just went up and grabbed that with one hand. And that was a really unusual interception, but Chris read that one the whole way.
In the shadow of their own goalpost, PCS will start. Young will come in motion. They'll give. This is Island breaking free into the open field. He's at the 30, the 40, the 50. It's a foot race. The 30, the 20. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Fate Island. 98 yards for the Bobcat score. Where are the fireworks?
Wow. Unbelievable. That's one of the longest runs I've ever seen.
Break out the record book. Where's our historian? Where's our
yeah.
PCS historian, Mr. Griffith? Is that the longest run in PCS history? If it's not, we're going to give it to him a tie for first place. Fate Island, 98 yards, and nobody even touched a jersey. Huge, huge play right there.
Wow. That's all you can say to that.
And we had Chance McNulty, I think, was chasing down Island, dove at the goal line to get him, and he'll come up with a cramp. So 7 minutes, 32 seconds showing on the third quarter clock after Island electrifies Bobcat Stadium with that run. And our score reads 30-21. His Waits is set for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, good kick. 31-21, PCS. I'm going to take a break and catch my breath after that one. We'll be right back with more Bobcat football on the PCS Broadcast Network. We're back as John Woods is set to send this one away. Kickoff down the middle, end over end will be fielded by, that's Jalen Watts at the 4. Cutting, got the edge. Diving his hair and unable to make the play. Trying to get free. He's got a wall out in front. He's going to go the 20, the 10. Touchdown Mavericks. Well, we mentioned this was a track meet. Well, we just had 200-yard sprints. The 100-yard dash is underway. Jalen Watts answers the 98-yard Fate Island run with a 96-yard kick return.
Wow. It doesn't get any more exciting than this.
PCS had all the momentum. You make an interception, then you take it 98 yards to the house. The fans are behind you. The sidelines are jumping up and down, and then you break coverage, and Watts goes the distance. Extra point, low line drive, good from James. So just like that, 31-28, PCS still holding that 3-point halftime advantage.
Well, that's going from one end of the spectrum to the other fast.
You can hear it in the crowd. A hush is falling over the crowd.
Well, I mean, it was a little bit of a blown coverage there on special teams kickoff coverage. There was just no one on the right side of the field, and anytime you lose containment on one side of the field, I mean, the returner had just nothing but green in front of him on his left side of the field, and he just took it up silent. No one touched the return man. Jalen Watts. That was too much speed for anybody to catch him after he got into the open field. So this game is far from over. You mentioned it in the first quarter. Whoever's got the ball last.
You're right. 7:16 showing third quarter clock. James sends it end over end, falling to Seigers at his own 20. He'll charge up the middle. He's got a little room. He's near the 50. He breaks free. He's at the 40. Chased down from behind.
Horse collar.
It's Lee Seigers. So those fans that were quiet, they're back up. PCS will start inside the Maverick 30 at the 27-yard line. We might need to hose down the scoreboard as fast as these numbers are going up.
I don't think Mr. Rowe can type fast enough. Mr. Rowe has some calluses on those hands.
Officials are getting a workout running up and down the floor tonight. I formation. Now we'll have actually a snap. We'll see this. This will be a rare occurrence here in the second half. A snap from center. Patterson, he'll give the island up the middle. He runs into a wall at the 25. A gain of about 2 on the play. He'll plunge just across the 25. Under 7 to play here, third quarter. PCS has a 31-28 lead over the Germantown Mavericks. Burks will check in at the wideout position. He'll go far side to the slot, along with Chris Addison. Jones, the tight end of that side of the field. Island flanking the tackle to the right side. He'll go in motion. Pitch to Sigris, left side, cutting back into the secondary. He's at the 10 and down near the 5. The last man there brings him down. Torrey Dixon, the safety, stopped Sigris from another touchdown. So this has been an all-Lee Sigris drive here. A little bit of hint of Fate Island. So first and goal for PCS at the 6-yard line. Robbie Morgan will check in at tight end. Also, Hunter Norton will spell Fate Island. He's probably still trying to catch his breath from that long run about 30 seconds ago. Norton will dot the I behind Sigris. Patterson, he'll fake, counter, rolling, looking. He'll keep it inside the 5, diving, touchdown, Bobcats. Daniel Patterson, 6-yard scramble for score.
Well, I'd say I was surprised, but I'm not really. That was a nicely designed play. Don't take anything away there. That was just a little bit of it was a play action. It just rolled out, and Patterson just had the whole right side of the field open to run and basically jogged in the end zone. So nice play design there.
And Waite's extra point is good. They had a high snap, and then charging off the edge was 15 Lamar Scott. And Waite somehow is able to sneak it past through the uprights for an extra point.
Am I crazy, or did Scott just jump over the kick? I mean, that was so close. I don't know how he got it through. But
Troy made the adjustment to get the low line drive under the block attempt.
Wow.
So, we'll try this again. 38-28. PCS leads. Under 6 to play here in the third quarter.
I tell you what, this will be a game to rewatch tomorrow and whenever else it's on, kind of on demand.
You won't be able to watch it on our site as we're bringing it to you live. But at the end of the season, check back on the website. It'll be up. And Troy Waits will have an opportunity this time to see if we can't get a touchback. And Waits will send this one through the back of the end zone. So no chance for return here from Watts. And Germantown will start modestly at their own 20.
What is it like to take a snap from center? I don't really know.
And I'm starting to get bored up here after that touchback. So
how dare?
So Shell will bring his team onto the field. He'll have 2 receivers far side. Kelly will be the lone receiver near side. And Singleton behind him in the backfield. Shell looking to throw. He's got Kelly on the slant, sliding in. I'm not sure if he made the catch. He does on the slant there. Shell to Kelly for the first down. Little 11-yard slant play there for the Mavericks. 5 minutes, 45 seconds remaining, third quarter, as Germantown tries to engineer a drive to cut this 10-point Bobcat lead. Same formation, Shell. They'll do it again. Kelly on the stop play against Patterson, and he'll go out of bounds for another first down.
Well, just a huge cushion of about 10 yards being given by Patterson, and they're going to keep doing that all the way down the field as long as they have that big of a cushion. You know, what you might see in a minute is a hitch and go from Germantown, as they're kind of luring us in, and they may just have a quick hitch and then go and a little pump fake and then try to go deep.
Patterson up on coverage. We'll see what they do right here. Shell turn the hand to Singleton, hit by Henderson immediately. Tyler Henderson not letting Travis Singleton breathe on that handoff. And I tell you, Micah Griffin came storming in and let Tyler Shell know, hey, don't think about pulling that ball back to play action. I'm right here, brother. 2nd and 11 for the Mavericks. 5 minutes to play, third quarter. Bradfield in the slot, far side. Kelly, the lone receiver, near side. Singleton behind Shell. Excuse me, that is Jalen Brown. I'm sorry. Shell takes a snap, looking to throw. He's hit as he throws, lofting it down the sideline. Diving play, incomplete, intended for Chance McNulty at the 30-yard line. Shell got rocked that time by Robbie Morgan.
There have been some solid hits on both quarterbacks from both teams. And, you know, Shell, he's been hit probably more than Patterson, but he's been sticking in there, and he's got a chance to complete every pass that he's thrown from what I've seen. He's, like I said earlier, he's impressive.
That one's just a step long, as we'll have twins to the near side this time. Dropping back is Shell, looking, throwing, the hitch route. Gerald Jackson brings it in. Shy of the 40, little zone coverage there. Jackson's able to find the crease and move the sticks for another Maverick first down. Right between the two defenders there, Addison playing a little defense now, and Patterson, the corner, were each within about 4 yards of him, but it was a perfect settlement in the zone by Jackson and a on-the-mark throw from Shell. Kelly and Bradfield to the far side, Jackson near side. Shell looking to throw, quick toss out. Kelly drops it, incomplete. And scrambling for the ball there.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a little bit of scrambling, but, you know, forward pass there, so.
Definitely. But you got to play through the whistle. You never know. You never know.
Definitely.
It's a good heads-up play there. Justin Giroux leaped up and almost batted that one down. And Alan Winford charged in there and recovered that ball just in case.
I'm not sure if I'm Germantown, if I wouldn't just keep doing that hitch route. We haven't stopped it yet, and I don't see any reason to change it.
2nd and 10, Shell under center. He'll take the snap, looking to throw again. Those far side. Oh, Addison. Ooh. Addison jumped the route. Got a hand on it, knocked the pass down. So Chris Addison getting his chance to play a little defense, comes up big there, batting the second down pass away. Setting up 3rd and 10, a key third down possession here for the Mavericks. We'll see Jackson and Kelly near side. McNulty far side. Singleton behind Shell. Shell looking to throw. Griffin on the edge rush. Throws. He should be short of the first down. Nice hit by Jones. Drops number 7, Deion Westbury, the tight end. It'll be 4th and, we'll see where they spot it, 4th and about 5 on the play. Micah Griffin on the blindside rush hit Shell just as he released the ball. Ball resting at the 37 of PCS. Jackson and Kelly near side. McNulty far side. Shell looking to throw again. The screen pass is Singleton dropped it again. That's the second time Singleton has been all by himself on that screen pass, only to drop what most likely would have been a Maverick touchdown. Turnover on downs, PCS.
Well, that's got to be frustrating if you're Germantown. I mean, there was no one, again, between Singleton and the end zone. I mean, he catches it, he's gone. And it's just another. It's a tough play to make. I mean, the ball is being lobbed over a bunch of big linemen, and you know, Singleton has his back. Right. He has his back turned to the defensive part, and you know, if he may have a little bit of maybe a little bit
one of those
hesitant.
Where you're too wide open. You want to make sure you catch
so
it.
wide open. He wants to catch it
Right.
and thinks about it too long, and he dropped it. That's the second time. We've been very fortunate. That would have been a touchdown. No, there's no doubt in my mind. And he catches it. He's gone. That same thing in the first half. He dropped it again there, and he keeps that catch. He's gone there too.
A little bit of a lucky break there for the Bobcats as they now take over. Hey, I say 2 consecutive stops. You get an interception and a touchdown, and then you give up that long kick return, and then you get a stop here on this possession. So 2 consecutive defensive stops with a special teams mishap in between. And we'll see Rand Henderson check in, the receiver to the near side. Young far side, flex formation for Patterson. Norton goes in motion. Quick toss to Sigris, charging near side. And Timms comes up from his linebacker position to drop Sigris for a loss on the play.
It's been a while since PCS has been pushed backwards on a play. And really for both teams, it's not a whole lot of backwards playing going on.
As the score indicates,
Yes,
38-28 lead here. 3 minutes remaining third quarter. Addison will check in, and he'll go to the far side as the receiver. 2nd and 13. Fake the toss to Island on the counter. Ball's on the ground, and Germantown is on it. Sigris got hit. Jordan Watts recovered the ball for Germantown. Sigris on the counter trap. Looked like someone put a helmet right on the ball, and it came flying out of there. Turnover on PCS.
Well, you finally get a stop on defense, and you turn it right back over. So it cancels out what your defense just did. It happens. Our defense needs to come back on the field with that same intensity that they had last drive and get another stop. And they can do it. They showed they could do it last drive.
Germantown offense will retake the field in that similar twins one side single back formation at the PCS 38-yard line. Shell looking to throw across the middle, wide open, overshoots the receiver Kelly. Wasn't wide open, I should say. Patterson there on the coverage as well as Jones.
Yeah, I was about to say that's probably the most covered we've had a receiver tonight. Not sure what that means, but that was a pretty good play recognition. I think we kind of picked that one up early on.
When was the last time that Germantown ran the ball? It's been a little while.
Well, and there's no reason to from what I've seen.
Very good point. You got a quarterback like Shell and receivers like they have here. Kelly will come in motion. Why not just drop back and heave that thing every time? And Shell will throw again. Quick slant. Kelly on the out. Patterson will drive him out. And Dakota Harvey will finish the play up near the 30-yard line, the 31. Gain of 6 will set up 3rd and 4 for the Mavericks. Under 3 to play. 2:47 as Kelly got out of bounds there. We'll stop the clock. Trips to the far side. Singleton will be behind Shell. And we'll send Kelly in motion again to the near side. Shell looking to throw the out. This one came out off his hand wrong. That one was a duck thrown out there, a wobbling, quacking duck from Shell. One of the few bad throws we've seen from Shell all night, going short incomplete. 4th and 4.
Very, very uncharacteristic there. I just think he didn't have a very good handle on the ball. Interesting 4th down here. They've been nickel and diming us this drive so far. Another quick little slant or hitch route. They can have another 1st down. That's what I would look for them to do here.
They'll send in an extra tight end, and they'll go 2 tight ends, I formation with Kelly, the lone receiver, far side. They'll fake the counter right, rolling his Shell, keeping it, throwing it, ball's loose, picked off by Harvey. Shell was hit from behind, looked like Big Al Winford in on the hit. Ball came out of Shell's hands. Dakota Harvey charging up from his linebacker position, takes the ball out of the air and will regain possession for the Bobcats.
Well, that's a solid response by your defense. Offense gives it right back up after you finally get a stop, and then you come. What do? You come right back out force them to go for it on fourth down, and you get an interception. That's a great job there by the defense.
Hunter Norton will come in. He'll be flexed off the left tight end. Addison is the only receiver to the near sideline. Norton goes in motion. Up the middle, Sigrist trying to find some daylight, and unsuccessful is Lee Sigrist.
Well, after that 98-yard run, Germantown defensive line is kind of tightened up a little bit. I'm sure they were jumped a little bit by their coach, and they seem to have tightened up a bit. There hadn't really been much running room since then.
Tyler Young now in at receiver. He'll come to the near side. We'll have Sigrist and Island in the I formation. 2 tight ends. Young will go in speed motion. They'll give to, this is Island. This is the same play he broke earlier. He's free and clear, running the daylight. Fate Island, touchdown, Bobcats.
Well, I'll just scratch what I just said.
Same place. This one's 62 yards, just 62 yards for another PCS touchdown, as 1:45 shows on the third quarter clock. PCS up 44-28.
Apparently I wasn't being patient enough.
Well, I can't stress how important these runs are. We mentioned in the first half early on, starting left tackle Logan McBride is out for several weeks with a dislocated kneecap. And so Michael Cooper is stepping in. The substitution, as you see, Waite's extra point good, moving the PCS score to 45 points. But Michael Cooper comes in, your second team left tackle. And anybody that knows football knows a second team left tackle, that's a tough job.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's especially in a game like this. I mean, you got such a good defensive line you're going against, front seven. I mean, but hey, it's not phasing us too bad right now. Fate, just a quick stat update. Fate Island has rushed only 12 times and has 200 yards. And just for those of you who care, a little kind of stat, nerd like me, that's 16.7 yards per carry. And that it's like you think back to each past week, you're like, well, there's no way Fate Island or there's no way Lee Sigrist is going to outperform what they did last time. Well, I mean, but I'm looking at this. Fate's got 200 yards, and we're not even out of the third quarter yet.
His last 3 touches, 3 carries, 161 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I mean, that's
PlayStation numbers.
That's what I do when I'm playing a game.
Waits to kick off. Low line drive will hit at the 20 and roll into the end zone. A little miscommunication there from the deep backs. And with 1:45 left in, the third quarter, our score 45-28. PCS. Coach Hawkins said at halftime, we might have to score 50. And they're getting close.
He didn't lie.
Just a quick update here. I look down on the sidelines and I see backup fullback number 44, Andrew Burks, on the sideline on crutches, out of his uniform. So a little bit of bad news there. We saw a lot of Andrew last week in our 3 tight end, 2 fullback formations. So a tough break for Andrew Burks. The read motion, the hand is to the upback Singleton. Singleton will gain about 4 yards. So it'll set up second down and 6 yards to go. 90 seconds remain here, third quarter. McNulty to the near side. They'll go no huddle as Kelly and Jackson to the far side. Kelly in motion, deep motion. The shell keeps it, and making the tackle is Dakota Harvey.
Proverbial shoelace tackle there.
He crossed feet and fell down.
Yeah.
Dakota Harvey will drop about a half-yard loss, 3rd and 5. As we're under a minute to play, third quarter. I'll send McNulty near side, Jackson, Kelly far side. Shell looking to throw, quick out to Jackson. Jumping the route was Wilson Benton, unable to come up with it. Diving catch by Gerald Jackson, complete for a first down.
He overran it just a little bit, Benton did. And when he did, there was nobody there to bat the ball down. But it's a good thing that the receiver had to dive for it and ended up on the ground, because if he hadn't, there was nobody between the receiver and the end zone.
Perfect placement from Shell. Dropping the throw again, pressured by Micah. Completes it to Jackson and forced out by Benton near the first down marker. I think he's about a yard short, 9-yard completion. As we're with 18 seconds remaining in the third quarter, which most likely we'll see the last play of the third quarter right here on a 2nd and 1 by Germantown. Ball will be put into play at the Germantown 42-yard line. Winford will check in and spell McGowan on the front. They'll flip the formation. McNulty and Bradfield now in the slot with Kelly to the far side. Bradfield in motion. There's the read. Shell keeps it, charging up the middle, hit, and spins forward up across the 45. It'll be a first down. Clock will stop long enough just to set the chains. So we'll see one more play. They spot the ball. 8, 7. We might see one more play. I doubt we'll see it. No, we'll go into the fourth quarter. Our score, 45-28 in favor of your Bobcats. We'll pause for just a moment and be back to bring you the fourth quarter of the Bobcats Sports Network. We're back here, and before we get set with the fourth quarter, we're going to recognize a couple of our sponsors. First of all, the PCS Booster Club. We had a great interview at halftime with Miss Debbie Azar, the co-president of the PCS Booster Club, and she shared with us some exciting news, and we want to say thank you, and we're looking forward to all the things the Booster Club can do this year. Also, the paw print. Go by and visit the paw print, located here at Bobcat Stadium. Get all your PCS gear for the athletic year. 1st and 10. Shell looking to throw. Quick out to is that Kelly? Yes, Kelly breaking free. He's got the first down the sideline, cutting it back. Stephen Jones rallies him at the 20, but Kelly breaks free again. End zone. Touchdown Mavericks. First play of the fourth quarter. Well, we had a little bit of lull there, and then we're back to the big play action. Reed Kelly caught that little quick hitch play at the line of scrimmage, broke free down the sideline, shook one tackler, cut it back. Stephen Jones had arms on him but was unable to bring him down, and just like that, we're 15 seconds in, and another touchdown on the board. James' extra point is up and good, 45-35. Our PCS lead is trimmed to only 10.
Well, he can't sleep on any play in this ball game, because any play is capable of going the distance, as we've seen with 98-yard runs, a 66-yard run, 66-yard passing touchdowns a couple of times, and then that catch and run there for about 60 as well. So I mean, it's never ending, and so you know even with a 10-point lead here in the fourth quarter, it's shaky at best.
.45, just underway in the fourth quarter. PCS will look to return this kick as James will be set to send this one away. Short retreat for James. We'll most likely see a short kick. Burks and Sigris are stacked up at their own 30-yard line waiting on this kick. Short pooch kick will go. Sigris will field it at the 22. Running up, cutting it back to the middle now. Trying to weave his way through defenders, and he'll be across the 35 to the 36-yard line, and that's where Patterson will key the attack for the Bobcats. Well, I don't know if it can happen, but you'd like to see a long, sustained drive right here.
Yeah, oh, that's yours. Yeah, I agree. You know, it seems like every time that we try to just run it up the middle, it's I mean, it's either stopped at the line of scrimmage or it's a 90-yard run. I mean, it's not really been much in between.
We'll have a empty backfield, slot receivers. Norton in motion. We'll fake it to him, looking to pass. Patterson's got Jones. Oh, it's Island deep. He brings it in at the 40. One man to beat. The 15, dragging him down. And we'll have a horse collar tackle, I think, at the end of the play by number 3, Jalen Watts, to the 11-yard line. 6-yard line. Flag on the play came in. I believe that's going to be a horse collar. He was dragged down by the back of his shoulder pads. And if that's the case, that'll be moving half the distance of the goal. It'll be first and goal, no matter, as we look for our white hat to signal the penalty.
What did we just say? It's like there's no short plays.
Horse collar tackle is the indication, just like we talked about. It'll be half the distance. Move it to the 3-yard line. And a key note right here, that was Fade Island on that reception. Lee Sigris was on the sideline for that play. Now he checks in fresh on first and goal from the 3. We'll see if he'll get it. 3 tight ends, I formation. They give to Sigris. Left side, trying to plunge his way in. And he does. Lee Sigris, as PCS is over the 50 mark. 51-35.
Wow. Mr. Griffith just brought it up. I'm gonna have to say this, but we're gonna have to get new light bulbs. We're shooting the lights out tonight.
Both teams putting up points. Waite's extra point is on the way. Low snap. However, the kick is up and good. 52-35.
Well, 52 points with nearly the whole fourth quarter to go.
Plays. Well, you had 3 plays here in the fourth quarter. You had a long passing touchdown from Germantown. You had a long pass down to the 3-yard line for PCS and the 3-yard run. So we had about that same spell in the third quarter there with the long run, the kick return, and the big plays.
I'm losing track. I'm sorry. You mentioned a big play. I'm like, which one? I mean, it's just.
One thing that you're enjoying this season, courtesy of our broadcast sponsor, Play On Sports, is if you've gone to our website and looked, you're seeing highlights from each game. And there's really been 1, maybe 2 highlights from each game, big plays. I'm going to have a busy weekend cutting up the highlights from this one. Waite's kickoff, end over end, and into the end zone is McNulty. And he'll try to bring it out, but wave dead. And so I'll tell you what, how important is it to have Troy Waits, a kicker that can put the ball into the end zone in this game?
Yeah, that's an understatement. I mean, because anything can happen. I cringe every time we kick the ball off or whatever. I mean, it seems like anything that they do or we do. I mean, it could go the distance any time. And you know, we get a stop here. You know, we're looking pretty, and we've been kind of getting a stop here and there and increasing our lead slowly but surely.
Can you say that there have been any stops with 52-35 score?
1 or 2 maybe.
Shell under center. Jackson, the lone receiver, to the near side. He'll send Twins to the far side. Back to pass again, looking deep. He throws underneath, though, and hit right at the sticks after he catches it. Nice tackle there by Michael Patterson. But Reed Kelly will be up near another first down. I think he'll have it. It was right at the chains. I haven't seen an indication. Yes, first down. He'll move the chains, first down. Just over 11 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Good tackle there from Patterson.
And I'm keeping all these stats. I'm glad I'm keeping it in my phone because I can't add this high.
Twins near side. Shell to pass. Looking. Throws the out to Bradfield. Hit immediately. Ball pops out by Jones. Nice hit there, Stephen Jones. They'll wave it off. I have to agree with that call. I don't think Bradfield brought that pass down before Jones laid the lumber to him.
Yeah, that's a good call. He never even got down on the ground, and he was popped. That's how you bring the heat there.
So 2nd and 10 for Shell. Dropping back, looking on the slant. This is Kelly. He's across the 50 into the open field. Here we go again. Addison might chase him down. He does. Kelly will be brought down inside the 5. Chris Addison with a touchdown-saving tackle, but Reed Kelly is racking up yards receiving. He's got to be over 150 yards receiving on the night. 1st and goal for Germantown.
Oh, there's another 66-yard gain.
Ho-hum, 66 yards.
I mean, that's just the norm tonight.
Last week at Columbia, we were getting excited on 25-yard gains. Tonight, if you don't go over 75, got to impress us here. Trips formation, 1st and goal at the 4. Shell will keep it left side, and he won't quite get there before Jace Broom and Robbie Broadhead, 5 and 55, will stop him shy of the end zone. Still 10 minutes left in this ball game. If that's any indication, we're going to be here for a while. 2nd and goal from the 3. Trips formation to the near side again. Shell will keep right side. Nothing doing there either. Micah Griffin coming up from his linebacker position. Great up front push from Tyler Henderson as well. So 3rd and goal from the 3.
Well, it'd be huge to get 4 goal line stands in a row here.
Same formation. Got to think you'll see Singleton here. They'll option it. Singleton hit, stacked up. Shell's got it, though. Shell trying to push forward. Oh, at the last second. When do you stop forward progress? He was stacked up moving sideways for 4 steps, and then he just stuck the ball out over the goal line for a touchdown. Tyler Shell. So that moves at 52-41 now as there were almost 9 minutes to play. And Reed James will step in for another extra point. Kicker's getting a workout. This one good from James. Ten-point lead for PCS.
I don't know if I've ever seen a PCS ball game like this. It's normally.
I know I haven't. It's been 4 years, but I know I haven't.
It's normally a lot of running, big run here and there, a game down around the 20s. But this is blowing my mind. I can't believe it.
So James will kick it off again. I know as a basketball coach, I envy offense like this.
Well, Conference USA, I'm a pretty big Southern Miss fan.
Like an onside kick coming here from Germantown.
Conference USA schools would be jealous of this.
And it is an onside kick from Germantown. Ball bobbling around, goes out of bounds. Tipped and batted around. Why not go for an onside kick? We've seen everything else tonight.
Well, that was a perfect onside kick. That wasn't just an onside kick. That was perfect.
Reed James, great execution there.
I mean, we got extremely lucky that no one could just get a hand on it from Germantown, and because that ball was just bouncing everywhere. He definitely put the right English on it, I guess you could say.
PCS will put it in play at their own 48. Good field position. We'll see a receiver to each side, I formation. Patterson will give to Sigris. Trying to get to the 50. He'll be spun and still spinning, and he'll get nowhere. Maybe a half-yard gain on the play. Nothing doing up the middle for Sigris there, but it gets the clock going under 9 minutes. Well, I said it earlier, I still would like to see it, a sustained drive from PCS to just burn a little clock here with a 2-score lead.
Well, it's like I mentioned last time. It's either nothing or a 60-yard gain. I mean, there you go. There's an example
Boom or
of
bust.
it there.
Boom or bust. Stephen Jones will be flanked off the tight end near side. Offset I formation. Counter to Island, trying to get to the edge. He's there at the 50, into the open field, 40, 30, 20, 10, another Fate Island touchdown. This one, 51 yards.
I mean, I just said it again. It's either nothing or 60 yards.
You definitely said it, boom or bust for this offense.
It's nothing in between.
That will put Fate Island, the last 3 carries he had before that were 161 yards. That 51-yarder gives him 4 carries, 212 yards, I believe, on his last 4 touches. That's just second half alone. Waits extra point on the way, up and good. 59-42, Bobcats lead.
Just in case anybody was wondering at home, yes, this is football. You are listening to football, not basketball or something else. I don't know what else it would be.
Not arena football.
Yeah, not arena football.
Not 8-man football.
This is high school football.
That's a good thing that cheerleaders stopped doing push-ups about halftime, because they would have either the biggest arms I've ever seen on a cheerleading squad or absolutely tuckered out.
I'd have been over in the first half.
We're trying to get an official number here on Fate Island, but his last 4 touches, again, 212 yards in his last 4 touches.
Well, total he has 13 rushes for 251 yards. So that's right at 19 yards per carry, which I mean, he had a long of 98. So.
Waits, line drive will come down to McNulty at the 7. He'll run up. Head down, ball comes out. Oh, but Germantown falls on it. McNulty fighting for extra yards there. He lowered his head, was plunging forward, trying to spin away, and the ball popped loose. But Dalton Bradfield able to pounce on the loose ball and secure it for the Mavericks. It'll be 1st and 10 for Germantown at their own 20, we'll call it 28-yard line. Ball just behind the 28-yard line.
Whoever's defensive coordinator of both teams, I imagine they're not going to be sleeping too much tonight.
Shell under center. He'll take, looking to throw. Slant route to Kelly. He's wide open again. Stephen Jones trying to bring him down, and Micah Griffin will finish off the tackle. They run this little combo route. The outside receiver on the slant, the inside receiver on the wheel. It's been very good for Reed Kelly on the night, as he's over 200 yards receiving. Shell will be under center again. Reed Kelly, the wide out near side. Bradfield in the slot. He throws again, this one over the head of an intended receiver, Gerald Jackson.
Well, that was an uncharacteristic miss by Shell. He has been spot on all night.
Very efficient. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line. Under 8 to play. Westbury will be the tight end to the near side. We'll go far side tight end is Brett King, a receiver to each side. Shell looking to throw, still looking. Now he'll tuck and run, hit, stumbling forward, and charging from behind to make the tackle is number 54. I believe that's Reed Hudson on the tackle.
And I'd just like to point out that it's 3rd down. That's kind of interesting. 3rd down.
The rare endangered 3rd down.
Hadn't seen one of those in a while.
Under 7.5 to play. Ball resting right at the midfield stripe. Germantown trying to drive. Cut into this 17-point PCS lead. McNulty to the near side. Jackson to the far side. Shell will take the snap and drop. Looking. Throws the out. Undercutting him is Dakota Harvey. Intercepting him. Running it back inside the 20. And Tyler Shell will force him out. Dakota Harvey perfect execution on the underneath route, jumps the route, picks it off, and charges down inside the 20, giving the ball back to PCS in the red zone.
That was perfectly played. We haven't really been jumping those little out routes and hitch routes.
Coach Farrell meets Dakota immediately on the sidelines with a hug. Thank you, big man.
Thank you. That's a rare sight. But our defense, we may have given up a lot of points and yardage, but they've made some big plays here in the second half as far as getting turnovers.
Norton in the I formation. He'll get the toss left, looking for daylight, cutting it back, trying to find his way. He'll be forced out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Gain of about 5 on the play. Norton giving Fate Island a spell. A well-earned breather for Fate Island.
Can't catch his breath between 80-yard runs.
I don't think he's touched a water bottle since halftime. Norton will stay in. Will be offset eye as Addison and Young will be flanked far side. Only one of them is covered, however. Toss to Norton, trying to sweep right and cutting it back before he's tripped up by number 45, Reed Timms. Gain of about 2 or 3. We'll call it 3rd and 2, so a gain of 3 on the play. 6.5 minutes to play. Norton will stay in. Robbie Morgan will check in at tight end. Addison and Young far side. Sigrist and Norton in the eye. Tight end to the right as well. Patterson takes, give the Sigrist up the middle. Nothing doing there. We'll see if he got enough yardage. It'll depend on the spot. I don't think he got there. Probably be short by about half a yard. It'll be 4th down, and Coach Hawkins will have a decision to make here. I don't see Troy Waits coming on. Coach Hawkins not satisfied with a field goal here. 4th and a long one, and we'll see the big 3 tight end package as Alan Winford will be the 1 tight end and Robbie Morgan the 2nd tight end off the right side. Norton and Sigrist. They'll give Norton. Charging hard. He's got the 1st down. Not quite to the end zone. It'll be a 1st down, however. 1st and goal, PCS. Under 5.5 to play. And you got to think a touchdown here just might do it. I hate to say that because if there's anything.
Going out on a limb.
Anything we've learned tonight, it's that we have no idea what's going to happen next.
No. It's hard to say that a 17-point lead with 5 minutes left is not really that comfortable.
Nothing is comfortable.
Especially when you have the ball on the 5-yard line, you're about to go in. I mean, it's just anything can happen.
Norton will stay in the ball game. We talked about Hunter Norton last week. He's got big-time playmaking ability. Just hasn't had that breakout game. He'll be behind Sigrist in the I formation, and Coach Hawkins will spend a timeout here. Looked like we had a messed up alignment there. So we'll take this moment and talk about a couple of sponsors. Now, we haven't mentioned in a while, but we want to say thanks again to a couple of our sponsors. First and foremost, the PCS Booster Club. They make all the things that you see here possible, and as we had Miss Debbie Azarn at halftime, she talked about all the projects they have coming up, and if you ever come out to the PCS campus, it's just truly a treat to see what all they do. They've done a tremendous job getting things ready for the athletic season this year and every year, but I mean, it's a great atmosphere and a great PCS family. And the Paw Print. If you're in need of any PCS gear, stop by the Paw Print, and they'll outfit you in all your black and blue to wear the whole year through.
You always come up with the best one-liners. I gotta give you that.
Sheer poetry. Under 5 to play. They'll give to Sigrist. Hit immediately and dropped for a loss. 2nd and goal.
Germantown showing a little pride here. They don't want to give up 60.
Justin Jordan, I believe, was there, shot the gap for a loss, tackle for loss there. Ball resting at the Germantown 3-yard line. Getting close to 4 minutes to play here. Norton stays in at tailback. We'll see two tight ends to the left this side with Winford and Jones. Tossed that side, trying to get to the edge. Cutting back is Norton, and he'll be tackled at the line of scrimmage. Great job. Great pursuit by the Germantown D there. 3rd and goal. So this will actually be a loss of a yard. 3rd and goal from the 4 this time, as we'll see Fate Island come back into the ball game.
Like I said, this is kind of becoming a pride thing here, looks like, for Germantown. They don't. I wouldn't want to give up 60, and they're showing.
Two tight ends come off the field. We'll spread it out here. Patterson in the shotgun by himself. Island in motion. They'll give him speed sweep. He'll cut back. He's not going to get there. Be stacked up and dropped for a loss by 62 Chris Allen. And that'll bring up 4th and goal at the 6-yard line. And I'm looking for Troy Waits. Let's see if I see a helmet. Timeout, Germantown. And with this timeout, we will step aside and look at a little preview of what's to come from our title sponsor, Play On Sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We're back here. 3 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in this contest between Presbyterian Christian School and Germantown High School. PCS leads 59-42 late in the 4th quarter. And they have a 4th and goal at the 6-yard line. Offense back on the field. They'll go for it. Sygrist alone back behind Patterson. Patterson will fake. Throw the slant to Jones. Tight end releasing in the end zone. Touchdown, Patterson to Jones.
That was a well-designed play.
Little play action.
Yeah, little play action. You know, Germantown was fully expecting the run there and blitzing everybody pretty much, like they had done the previous 3 plays. And nice pass there by Daniel, and he's been on target all night. Nice to see him have a good game.
65-42 is our score as Waits will tack on the 66th point of the evening. Well, if you're into fantasy football, I don't know if they have a high school fantasy football league out there, but anyways, tonight would be a great night to start one. Stats galore for everyone. I believe that was the 2nd time that Patterson and Jones have connected for a touchdown tonight. This one on the short variety, just 6 yards. A 6-yard pass for 6 points for the 66th point of the night.
Too many 6s. I don't like that.
Yeah. Under 3 to play. There's a different number. Under 3 to play in the 4th quarter. As Troy Waits will tee it up at the 40.
You might have to give me an hour to calculate the stats for this game. And for post game, I like to give us some stats afterwards, but it's going to take me a few minutes tonight.
We'll get the math department in here. Troy Waits will send the squib kick, fielded by McNulty at his own 15-yard line, ranging across field, cutting back, spinning, still spinning, and he'll be dropped in on the tackle. That is 27 Austin Riles and 26 Dustin Webster and Austin Riles, 2 sophomores in on the stop there. 2:51 left, fourth quarter. As the Maverick offense will take the field yet again, they'll send Gerald Jackson wide to the far side. And big-time playmaker Reed Kelly to the near side. Two tight ends, Singleton, the lone back behind Shell. Take the snap, looking at Jackson, throws the fade to Jackson. He's got a step on Patterson. He stops and cuts on a dime, trying to break free of Jones. Jones will run him down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Jackson had a step on Patterson from the snap. Turns that into a long passing play. And don't tune out yet. 66-42. PCS with a 24-point lead with 2:41. Germantown has showed a quick strike ability. Shell throwing the fade route to Kelly. Jump ball will go through the hands of Kelly. Chris Herron in with tight coverage there. Herron already with one interception on the evening, in great position there to make a play. .237 here left fourth quarter. Two receivers near side. Lone receiver far side is Jackson. Shell, five-step drop. Looking to Jackson. Throws the out route on the comeback and hits and bounces off the shoulder pads of Jackson. Like Jackson was trying to tiptoe the sideline, get his feet in, and just let the ball eat him up. Wilson Benton on the coverage there. Jackson will go be the far side receiver again. Bradfield in the slot with Kelly to the near side. Singleton behind Shell. Pass from Shell, looking, pressured by Harvey. He'll drop the ball, running, got some room in front. Micah Griffin tries to trip him up. Shell will fall forward, dive into the end zone for a touchdown. Great effort there from Shell to get into the end zone for the touchdown. More points.
Why not? Why not? Might as well.
66-48. I got a question. This is just a general interest question that popped into my head. What happens if you get to 100? Has anyone gotten to 100? I know they haven't had here. We haven't added an extra digit up there. Give someone a ladder and a digit. Going for two, Shell will look to pass, and he'll be dropped. 2-point conversion, no good. 2:21 remaining. PCS staked to an 18-point lead with just over 2 to play. Well, if you're tuning in, you definitely got a show tonight. And last time we saw Germantown go for the onside kick. It looks like we'll see another onside kick this time. Last time we saw James with a great onside kick. This one good as well, but Wilson Benton will field it. Went through the initial hands of, I believe that was Dustin Webster. He got a hand on it first, but tipped it right to Wilson Benton, who recovered it at the 43-yard line. And that is where senior quarterback Daniel Patterson will lead the offense again.
Well, 2 minutes. I think we're safe from getting 100, I think.
Power set, 3 tight ends, trying to run the clock out right here. Counter to Island, trying to range free. Justin Jordan there, but it looked like he got a little bit of face mask of Island, and the flags come in.
Well, anything and everything to stop him at this point.
That's the truth. 5-yard face mask penalty. Didn't know the 5-yard face mask variety existed anymore. So it'll be 1st and 5.
I don't believe there is such a thing as a 5-yard face mask anymore.
I'm going to have to get a rule book out. It seems like I miss at least one call every week. I'm going to have to refresh myself on the rules. By no means do I know them all. We'll go flex formation with Sigris behind Patterson. 2-minute warning, and Patterson eyes the play clock. Going to wind every second off of this thing. Under 5. Norton will go in motion. They'll give to Sigris. He's across the 50, dragging Mavericks. Ball came out late, still bouncing around. Picking it up is Jordan Watts. Looked like Sigris on the last little bit of effort. We got one official spotting it at the 45, which is where Sigris fell. He was spinning over, and the ball popped out at the last second, trying to get that extra yard across the chains. The ball popped free. And a turnover for PCS there will give Germantown a 1st and 10 at their own 45 with 1:38 remaining. You got to think that they're going to look for quick strike ability here. Jackson and Kelly, and PCS will call a timeout. Only had 10 defenders on the field. No wonder so many points are going up. Defenses are taking the field with 10 men. That'll be the second timeout of the half taken by the Bobcats. As we have 98 seconds remaining here in this game.
Well, I don't believe that Sigris fumbled anyway. He was sitting on the ground when the ball came out. But anyway, 18-point lead here, a minute and a half left. I think we're safe.
I've learned to not jump to any conclusions tonight for sure. Shell will look to throw here. Throws the fade route sideline. Kelly coming back. The back shoulder throw there. He comes down out of bounds, incomplete. So Kelly tried to tiptoe the sidelines, and the ball came down just wide. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. We've been kind of spoiled, Drew. The last 2 games we've been done with before 9 o'clock because of all the running, and tonight we're past the 9:30 mark with all the passing and scoring. Shell looking to throw again. This one short comeback route to Jackson near sideline. Chris Herron will bring him down, but it's enough for a 1st down. Keeps him inbounds, though, does Herron. And the clock will pause for a moment, and as soon as it's put into play, wind again. Under 1:25. Shell with the snap, looking at Jackson again. Throws high and over the head of Gerald Jackson, the intended receiver. Herron and Addison combined on the coverage.
It's like the never-ending game. It's like there's been a minute and 15 seconds on the clock for an hour and 15 minutes.
So Shell with a no-huddle approach will come to the line of scrimmage. Under center, 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. He'll take the snap and drop back. Looking, setting up. Allen Winford pressuring. He gets away, only to be gobbled up by number 2, Micah Griffin, back at where they got the ball, the 45. And Germantown will take a timeout and regroup. Huge loss there. 13-yard loss on that. Allen Winford surging through a gap there, flushed Shell. And as he tried to get free, Micah Griffin finished him off. So it'll be 3rd and 23 for Germantown. Late in this contest. 66-48 is our score. Yes, you heard me. 66-48 to 48. Those aren't typos on your screen.
I'm looking back at Germantown's schedule last season. The most points they gave up last year was 54 at Port Gibson, and but they did score 56 against Richland. So they're not not accustomed to high scoring affairs here.
Again, the scores against Yazoo City and Yazoo County, 21-14, 28-21, games like that. This is just uncharacteristic for both squads. Shell looking to throw downfield, deep over the head of Bradfield, and just short of the deep safety, Fate Island, who was 40 yards downfield from the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and 23 for Germantown, and if there ever was a last-gasp effort, it's got to be right here. You've got to, I would think with 1:03 on the clock, you don't have to just get the first down. You've got to score right here within the next 15 seconds if you've got any hope of coming back here. They'll take their last timeout to try to get something going here. This is when, if you're head coach Tim Schramek, you draw up the best hook and ladder Boise State Hail Mary Doug Flutie play you got.
And even then, you have to get an onside kick and score again.
Oh, we know Reed James is excellent at the onside kicks. Both of them have eluded PCS. Only a great effort by Wilson Benton on the last one saved it. The first one goes out of bounds. I mean, Germantown has the onside kick game if they can get a score here. Fourth and 23, 63 seconds to play. We'll see trips to the far side. Shell under center, barking out orders to Bradfield. He drops, looking, rolling. Winston Hudson wraps him up, and he throws the ball up near the 50 in the grasp. And that will pretty much do it. Turnover on downs. PCS will take over at the Germantown 45 with less than a minute to play and an 18-point lead.
I think Coach Hawkins just breathed
for the first time.
For the first time. He turned around and just said, "Look at me," and told everybody to get up and said, "Thank you." Finally, he can kind of relax a bit, and we can just kneel the ball from here on out and run out the rest of the clock.
A couple of players come in: Lee Smith, Tyler Young, and Hunter Norton back way deep. Patterson takes a snap and takes a knee. That's going to hurt his yard per carry average on the night.
Well, I'll have a kind of a homer keeping the stats. He won't record that one.
2nd and 11, 35 seconds. We'll most likely see 2 snaps. We'll see if this one, actually this will probably be the last snap of the ball game right here. He'll be under 25 when he takes this snap. He'll take a knee, and that will do it.
Finally.
Finally, you're right. You can finally paint the night, Bobcat blue and white. PCS will come away with a victory, 66-48 over Germantown. We'll take a break. Drew's got the pen furiously working the calculators, every adding machine he can get his hands on, trying to figure out these stats. We'll take a pause. Be back in just a minute on the Bobcat Football Network. We're back here for a little bit of post-game wrap-up. Well, Drew, you were keeping stats tonight. It's unfortunate night that I forgot your stat sheets, but you've managed to press on and get some numbers for us. What have you got for us tonight?
I've made do a little bit, and it's definitely not very official, especially when it comes to Germantown. PCS stats are pretty accurate, and give or take a couple of yards. But anyway, Fate Island was the star for PCS on offense with only 13 rushes, but get this, 13 rushes for 251 yards total, and he ended up with about a 19 yards per carry average, and his longest was a 98-yard touchdown in the third quarter.
Add 58 yards receiving to that.
And exactly, add 51 one reception for 58 yards to that, which he was about 1 inch away from being in the end zone for a touchdown there. So Fate Island had 5. Am I reading this right? I think I am. 5 touchdowns total. So not a bad night at all for Fate. And moving on to Lee Sigris, he had a 9 attempts for 81 yards, an average of 9 yards per carry. 37 yards was his longest. And you add in his receiving yards, he had 2 receptions for 22 yards.
Another 100-yard night from Lee.
He had a total yards, when you add them up, of over 100. And Lee actually, he got one touchdown there in the fourth quarter rushing. And I don't think I put that one down, but he did get a touchdown rushing in the fourth quarter. Passing, Daniel Patterson, he definitely showed it off a little bit tonight as well. He had 8 completions out of 11, so he was 8 for 11 for 211 yards and averaged 19.2 yards per completion. His longest was 66 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. And he also had a rushing touchdown to go along with that. And I believe it was in the third quarter on a it's in the second quarter on a rollout. So Daniel Patterson definitely played one heck of a game as well. And Stephen Jones would be another player that I would look at, definitely a star tonight. Stephen only rushed 2 times for 15 yards, but where Stephen shined was in the receiving category. Stephen ended up with 5 receptions for 131 yards. His longest was a 66-yard touchdown catch and run in the second quarter of the ball game. So
2 touchdowns there too.
Yeah, he had
both of the receiving touchdowns for the Bobcats.
He did. He had 2 receiving touchdowns. So adding all this up, and Hunter Norton had a few carries for about 20 yards as well. But adding all this up, you get 584 yards of total offense for PCS, and that's by far more than anything I've seen the Bobcats get ever. And, it's just unbelievable to imagine that many yards by a high school team where you're playing 12-minute quarters, not 15-minute quarters, and it's just it's hard to put your mind around that. And to give Germantown a little credit as well, they ended up with over 500 yards of offense themselves, right at 501, and so adding it up, if you add both teams total, you have
1,085 yards.
1,085 yards. So both teams ran a few miles tonight. It seems like when you think of it in feet and miles. So just an unbelievable display of offensive talents, and a less than stellar defense performance from both teams. So really, if your defensive staffs, you got a lot to work to do this next week. Offensive staffs, you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
Well, this is going to put a little fear into some people when they look at this score. 66 points put up by PCS. And we got to mention a little bit of defense. Dakota Harvey with interception. Chris Herron, those were key interceptions that they made that enabled PCS to take away the 18-point victory. Well, we got to tip our hat, give our player of the game. And I don't think it's a foregone conclusion to say Fate Island with his 300 yards of offense and 5 touchdowns will get the player of the night honors. So we're going to sign off. We've been here long enough. We're tired. We're exhausted. We need to go get some fluids after this track meet and calling it for us. We thank you for joining us. And for Drew Smith, I'm Nathan Dancy signing off. We thank you for watching the PCS Football Network.